your mama want to bust your ass, and you're like, I ain't going to sleep, or I'm not going home. But then you feel like you're going to go to your cousin's house and hang out there. Now understanding that your mama know your cousin, and in order for you to be your cousin, like, you know, that's her family too, right? So she can drive on over there.
Waiting.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
One way or the other, you're going to get your ass whooping. You can try to hide as much as you can.
Yeah.
So in the relationship process, the angry woman, again, you know what I mean? If you make proper love, boys and girls, there's no anger. You got to get there. You know, you got to listen to what outcasts say. Get her, let her get hers before you get there. That's the name. You know what I mean? That's the fact of it. So, Father's Day, I'm just saying, that day, because I've seen some people say, get rid of Father's Day. And it's because they're bitter about deadbeat dads. And as what I was explaining to you all while we were off air, is like, I don't fuck with deadbeats. I don't care if it's my brother, my dad, my cousin, my friggin' twin. I give two shit. If you're a fucking deadbeat, see me and go the other way. Because the first thing that comes in my mind is like, you're retarded. That's the first thing. The reason why I say that is, how the fuck you gonna sleep with a woman not knowing if she's fucking wild or not? Meaning if she's crazy or if she's not. You know? Knowing that you can't take care of responsibility.
Yeah, you're not prepared to.
You know what I mean? And also, on the female side of things, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to keep a baby and the man doesn't want it, you got to think. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm just saying, like, it's like, I remember I was dealing with my son's issue in court for no reason at all. And, like, I remember this lady came up to me and she's like, what are you doing there? Yeah, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm here for this, right?
Yeah.
Now, what occurred was, you know, like, some dude that knocked her up didn't want to be in her child life. And he told her straight out the gate, get rid of it before it became, or whatever that it is, like the baby. You know what I mean? No, but the person wanted, you know what I mean, to make sure, like, I mean, she wanted money out of this man, right? This man didn't have none to spend. You know what I mean? So it's a yin and yang of the situation.
Okay, hold up.
Go ahead. Come at me, player.
No, you can't do that though. You can't tell me something's growing inside of somebody. So you outside of that body could be like, yeah, get rid of it, but you don't know how that person's feeling, because you could go in there and be like, I'm actually killing a human being and I don't want to do that. Not saying it's not right for who's done it, but I'm just saying that may be my conviction that I don't want to do it. So you can be outside making your demands, but if you did not want a kid, you do what you gotta do to not have a kid. No, stay home by yourself. That's what you don't touch me.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, but they a lot of time within the society, they want man, for instance, and how can I put it? They want man to pay, like, the load, right? And I get it. Like, I mean, like, it's supposed to be 50-50.
What is supposed to be 50-50?
Isn't that the situation? This is the illusion that they give us, correct?
I don't know.
No, not a...
Meaning 50-50 as in the sense that, like, I mean, like, when the baby comes to life, it's half yours, half that person, right?
Right.
Now, before all that comes to light, you know, a woman can go and say, hey, you know what I mean, like, I want to keep this. And even when you're like, no.
Yeah.
Such a, like, I mean, like, I don't need this right now.
Yeah.
Even if it's just overnight, like, just one time thing.
Yeah.
It's a, you know what I mean, and it becomes a major pull back and forth.
Okay, well then poor people shouldn't be having sex then. That's it, simple.
Poor people gotta
just
have
you
sex.
can't do it. No, you can't do it. Stay
because
home.
The difference with finance, like because it doesn't happen even with poor people. Poor people claim theirs.
Yeah.
It's the people that's
then
financially
I'm saying
up there. People that's like, oh, you know, my career.
I think
Well,
we see Drake, right? So allegedly.
Yeah.
So whether you're rich, in between, or poor, this can happen to you. But here's my sentiments on this.
Yeah.
Any man and any woman who are getting together, and if you didn't use a condom, or the condom busts, or whatever, I feel like these are thoughts, like for me,
You should have had that before.
yeah, I think about things before. So I'm
Yeah.
not in the middle of it being like, oh, what if? Nah, that's late. I've thought about that before those things were even a factor.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's
But-
too late. Wait, it's no, and no, seriously,
But-
no, wait,
That's the-
wait, seriously.
Okay.
It is too late to be having the conversation of do I want to keep and don't I want to keep when it's already taking hold. Those are things you should think about in your quiet time.
Stay home.
When you're when you have when you don't have anything to do
Yeah.
or whatever. These should be thoughts of what if blah 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 happens. And I think a lot of people look at abortion, some people, as a form of birth control, which is why they don't think ahead of time of what if. So if you have a man, as a man, because
Yeah.
men carry seed,
Yeah.
if you have a tool that carries seed and you know that when you implant your seed into fertile ground, seriously,
No, I'm listening. I'm
you
learning.
have
That's
to
why I wanted
consider
you
what,
ladies here.
you know, there's something that I read and it says if you're going to go to war, you should count the cost. Not when you're in war, count the cost.
Exactly.
But if you're in your mind thinking of war, you should count the cost. So
Yeah.
if you know you're going to see Tanisha or Suzanne or Deborah, and you know Deborah's got the one that makes me not think at all,
There you
then
go.
you need to count the cost.
Yeah.
And so I don't like when I'm hearing conversations when we're in the thick of it of, I don't really want this or I'm not up to it. Well,
But
you
what's
were
the
up to it
reason? Like, what's the reason?
before.
Yeah.
So,
no, but,
what's the reason?
But that's what I mean, though,
Yeah.
right? Like to a lot of men, it's like you know, like I know a guy like on a side note, the chick and him bone. The chick had a dude. She had other kids, and like she just went out on her man, right? And then she got pregnant, and then she tried to give the man a jacket. You know what I mean? And
but you see,
but
when
this
you,
guy didn't want the kid.
if you
either.
step out on your man, keep that same energy when your thing's late and you're like, oh, so I'm late.
Yeah.
That same energy you had that caused you to go to
Step out on it.
bring that same energy
But some,
and deal with your situation.
but some women just need that little, you know what I mean? Like it's just like
Need that little what?
They need that little work. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't blame me because I'm sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Oh, you mean they need and that's fine if that's what you like, but just keep that same energy.
that is true.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like it's very like to me, like I mean, when it comes to like abortion or no abortion, I don't give a fuck. If a woman want to go ahead. Yeah, but when you're a man's man, if she want to have the baby, have the fucking baby. That's mine too. So you know what I mean. I'm gonna be coming in your fridge when I want to come into your fridge. kicking your
Okay,
door when I-
no,
I'm that
Okay,
brother.
that's
No,
not,
no,
I'm
no.
that brother.
That's
Like,
a-
yeah,
No,
I'll
no,
tell you.
no.
Let me get down to brass knuckles and facts, my ladies.
That's not brass knuckles.
This
that's
is
just
what it is.
your sentiments.
If you have my boy or my little angel, you know, in the like, I have all right in your property because
No,
now
no,
you're
no.
my property.
You had one time in my property.
No, no,
and
no.
Then
you're
you
done.
sent the
No,
eviction
no,
notice.
Exactly. You're done. Thank you. No, thank you.
I'm just saying. See, now it's different.
Because we're talking about something different.
No, we're not.
You're welcome
yes,
to. You're
you
welcome
are.
to come by the door, and if I say
What
you're
do you-
allowed to come in and
No,
drop off the
no.
child,
Mine,
and come
if,
your way.
If I decide to get wasted and show up at your place at sweet 3 o'clock in the morning,
I hope there's a porch for you.
For real.
Why are you coming to my
I
house?
hope you called ahead of time,
to see my
please.
kid.
Why are you seeing your kid drunk? Nah,
At 3
man.
o'clock in the
I'm just saying.
Nah, man.
morning.
Be a responsible
Like,
human being. See,
at a celebration, you know, like Canada win the World Cup or something. I'm out here celebrating.
And so you should get some? That's hilarious.
You know what I mean?
it's absurd.
Like I'm just saying, I'm giving a perspective from that. I don't drink like that, so I'm just giving a but. What about the man and the woman? For instance, they go to the bar, they're sober as hell, and that's why I give props. You know, it's like booze is evil. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It's bad, but at the same time, it's good.
I think booze
Because
is something that
It's a tool in a
disarms people's
sense.
inhibitions.
Exactly.
So I won't
Because
say-
without
wouldn't say
booze,
evil.
a lot of babies would not be born.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Meaning like, you know, you go to the club and you get your
I think
Charlie
that might
Murphy
be in
on.
Canada.
No,
Everywhere
that's,
else,
Yeah,
not
but-
everywhere else has a limit for alcohol, and
that's what I'm.
I don't agree.
No, but I'm saying
okay.
like if you're getting your Charlie Murphy on, you know, you got your Jerry Curls and you're bumping. You know what I mean? You just grinding.
Well, then you know what? If you had a little alcohol money, then you have money to take care of your kid. You have time on your hands because
For
that
real.
bar time could be time to take care. What's the excuse?
But what I'm getting at is if you're drunk and she's drunk, you know what I mean, and a decision is not made properly.
You still made a
That-
decision.
that's
You're an
true.
adult.
That's correct. That's correct.
You made a choice.
Not
You
drunk,
made a choice to
high,
get
not
drunk.
High.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying, I'm not like, me, you know what I mean? Like, put it this way, I love niños. I want as many niños as
Oh,
possible.
children.
You know what I mean? The more I get, the better it is. You know what I mean? But I'm not stupid, and that's why I only have one. Like, the fact of the matter is, because I understand, after I dealt with one major madness in my life, I said, no. I wanted 50 kids. I told these guys, I said, I gotta up the old man. I
Yeah,
said, my
but you-
grandpappy. 50 kids. And then after I have
Not 28.
No, 50. I gotta double it. But then I realized, I said, no.
That's
just,
madness.
If it's
Yeah.
not with the same
You
woman,
gotta
you're
be on
asking for
King
trouble.
Solomon status.
That
Those
can
times.
be like that's you know what I mean? Like it's like here kid, here's a silver quarter. Take this. Like I realized, but like because like part of me, and I'm not gonna lie, like part of me, I was telling my cousin, I'm like, yo, I gotta borrow your daughter. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm like, yo, she's turning almost 5 months now, right? The reason why I say that on a side note is, like, The Incredibles just came out.
I
The
know.
fuck?
I tried to take my son to see it Saturday. Oh, that was my favorite movie. When that was like the
Exactly
only like
right.
animation I ever went and bought the VHS. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this movie's great. So
Like-
I was super excited to hear that they came out with
Exactly.
the 2.
Yeah.
I went to the theater for the 7:00 show. That woman got on the mic.
Yeah.
7:00 show is almost sold out. Only front row seating. 9:30 show looking sold out. Only front row seating. 10:00 show. 10:30. I was like, I just ducked out from behind the table and said, "We'll see it during the week sometime."
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It can be. My son's a grown ass like
Take
teenager
him.
now. He doesn't want to go.
That's his
Oh
problem.
no, I want.
He got his homies with him. I'm trying like I plan on taking him out of bed when he least expected, but he's be making plans in the night. So I'm like,
Okay.
all right, I'm gonna take your phone from you then. I want to
some
go see
quality
The Incredibles.
time.
No,
Oh.
I just want to
Oh.
go to the goddamn movie. Like I mean, and I realize only when you have little kids you can go to those movies and don't feel like a
Would you
weirdo.
like to come with my son and I? Would you like to, so that we can see The Incredibles
Yeah,
and
you
be
know,
all
you don't
look
equally
like a-
excited?
A big pervert in the back.
Animations. I was recently told that animations
What's
are
up,
for
Chris?
adults and carts.
Like yo, it's just like yo. That's the one thing. I'm just gonna talk about. But it's a wild thing. You know what I mean?
So you're feeling lonely because you've got a
Fucking
big
am feeling
teenager.
lonely. Like fucking kids are all growing.
Okay.
Like yeah, they're getting big and stuff like that, right?
For anyone listening, I feel like he's trying to say he wants to be married.
The shirts
so
are
that
in
he
the
can have a
box.
bunch of kids.
on the couch. Okay. But yeah, like it's a different, you know. I need many niños
Yeah.
at first, but then I realized kids cost money.
Are you on Tinder?
Hell no. I don't even know how to fucking swipe left or right. Like, I mean, like, I see guys like, is that the, like, I don't really know how to, like,
You
manage
didn't even
that.
take one. Hell no.
No. Like, I mean, like, I'm the
Now
worst.
let's look
I
at
can be
your
like,
phone, though.
Where?
Now let's look at your phone, though. Maybe it's Plenty of Fish.
I'm on none of those
Tinder,
things.
it's Plenty of Fish.
I have no clue. Like,
ChristianMingle.com. Is that your thing?
there's,
Christian mingle.
like,
Might
there's such a
be.
thing.
Oh,
Like,
Black people
dude,
meet.
I don't, black people meet. There's a thing called that.
Black people.
apparently.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm fucking in the caveman era. Like,
I saw it on
holy
BT.
my ass feel
Right.
like you gotta like. I have no time for fun. Between work and fucking kid and fucking kicking soccer.
So
I run a
imagine,
soccer league.
imagine you had 27 of them.
I'm
That'd be
telling
different.
you.
You couldn't keep up.
Full-time father.
What do you mean?
You
They be
couldn't-
working with me.
You couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
First of all,
Not with the
26
ladies,
people.
if you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Because I be like bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? Making babies. That's all I gets it in.
First of all,
Heck yeah.
there's no way you can't even entertain all those mothers and keep all of them happy, much
I
less
bet
the
you
kids.
like
I
that.
would.
Living there like
You
that.
can't.
That
Women are-
might be interesting. I might want to see that. If you guys all had a good relationship, I might want to
Can't
see
do it.
that.
I saw it on Iyanla Van Zandt.
if-
That
what the
you
fuck?
can't keep everybody happy. One lady's gonna get mad. At least one.
Well, then she get kicked out of the tribe now,
Uh,
isn't she?
No, of course. No, I feel like you got to be a real G to have like 5
20.
baby mamas with 5 kids with these, like, and all y'all get along, and Tuesdays saying hello to Wednesday, and Wednesday saying wagwan to Thursday. I feel like you
Doesn't
gotta
work because one of them's gonna get together with one of them and be like, he only gave me $52. He gives you $52.
You see, that's the thing, though. You gotta. That's why I want to see, like,
You
how
can't,
we doing this.
you can't have materialistic ladies in such relationships.
No, but you do gotta take
Kids,
care of them
You have to
financially.
break. You have to break down. Let me ask you a question. Can a pimp have 10 bitches work for him? And the reason why I say bitches is because
That's
that's
a different
the
caliber.
word that pimps use.
He's slapping people though,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
there's horrified of this guy.
There's
I'm
baby
real.
powder and all that. No, what I'm getting at is, you know what I mean? What I'm getting at is some of the finest pimp out there just use their intellectual value to basically get themselves their 10 women.
There's always going to be one
What,
out of order.
what I mean is you can break it down in the fact, you know what I'm saying? Like my man Superfly and the rest of them guys back in the days, I would conk their hair. You know what I mean?
I
Do that.
actually-
I'm not saying that I'm a pimp. I have no game at all. First and foremost, I give two shit about really. The only thing I care about is the future, which is the kids, because I gotta be their knight and protect them until they're old enough, and also my people's wellness in this world. First and foremost,
So
females,
community.
yeah,
And
female on the other hand,
community and the
like,
future.
because like my thing is like if a female ain't real with it, and in the time, well, let's face it, we're in the time of Drake, and that's right. That's to all you Drake fans. We're in the time of Drake. That means fake. Simple as that. What? It's simple as that. The motherfucker's faker than fucking flakes
Fake for what?
Good.
in every way possible.
Like why?
You know what I
do
mean? Like,
because he's
yeah.
an actor. Like what? What do you
He's
pinpoint something?
he's an actor, and that's why I'm not gonna say much. When the album Theater comes out, then you guys will understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
you mean as an MC?
like in
every
all
way?
it can be in all possibility except for loving his mom, because you know what I mean, he loves his mom in his bed. But
Whatever.
that's from the song. Like I mean, like that's. I'm just saying. I'm putting that like it's just a reality of things.
According to Drake.
We live in the time of that. You see it, like how many fake asses out there, fake lips. I was with my partner yesterday, as in my cousin. Cause we're and females have bigger lips than me. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm a Negro. My lips gotta be luscious
I'm
like
a
this,
Negro.
You know what I mean? But this is something that they were like, well, back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, until this day, even now, they still use Eliza State. My man Mike here also went to what's his name? Trevor Noah. Yeah, the Trevor Noah.
Oh my God, I can't get to my tickets.
And he's like, you know,
Was
what
it
I mean?
really good?
And the meaning
Sold
of things is so
out.
different.
I saw him in Montreal.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, for Just for Laughs. I took my dad actually. Yeah.
He'll be coming back though.
He did two nights he was in Calgary on Friday. Did two
in
nights.
Calgary.
He was in Calgary the Friday.
Those
he did a
damn
7
Canucks.
o'clock
Give me a
and
second.
a 10 o'clock.
You all
show.
can
Then he
chit
came
chat. I'm
to
sliding
Edmonton
off.
for Saturday for 7 o'clock. I went to go look for tickets. The cheapest ticket I saw was like for $200 and something. I was like,
Really? Because my sister got them like months ago for her birthday.
He is out there, right?
nice.
I don't know if you went to bump into Manny.
Best thing, that's the first 45 minutes.
I knew that he was going on.
Canadian, all the original stuff. Like, you don't see Canadians come and take the time to, sort of give love to the local community. Like, he knew what was going on in Alberta. He knew the, the Edmonton, Calgary stuff. He knew,
Okay.
We had some Justin Trudeau stuff that was really funny and I hadn't heard before. So it was like,
Okay.
man, this guy really.
Yeah, he studies.
He's set
Yeah.
a different standard for comedy in terms of, a lot of Canadians. I've watched a lot of stand-up, right?
Yeah.
They'll just come and do the same show they did in Chicago. Same show they did
Okay.
in Chicago, and
Good point.
yeah, and he was just so he loved Canada. You could just tell he was just like, this is a neat place. And it just felt kind of nice because you feel, and maybe that's just him pandering to the audience because
Maybe a
some
little.
of that, right?
Yeah.
But he just pointed out stuff that was so Canadian that he observed. So I love seeing comedians from other cultures and from other countries
Yeah.
because we don't notice. We're so used to some of the weirdness that we live with.
Yes.
So we had lots of stuff just about how weird we are, but we forget that we're weird, right? So
Nice.
yeah.
I find him to be he's very observant. I find he has a childlike curiosity, and I think maybe that's what helps in those kind of situations because he's genuinely curious and wants to find out or wants to know or wants to learn or wants to be informed in that way.
And he was very genuine. Like, he just had the sense that he's just like, he even the stuff that he did on Trump was not hateful. Like he was very respectful.
Just stating the
It
facts.
was fun. It was funny. It was funny. But he didn't go out of his way. He didn't use a lot of obscenities at all.
Yeah,
It
no.
was only for
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, this is the way comedy should be.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
much more respectful and more. He hit this whole thing on the N-word.
Yeah.
And how different it is in South Africa. It doesn't mean anything. Right?
Yeah,
so
no.
Had this great thing about they should have safaris for racist Americans to come to South Africa, and they say that word all they want. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna care. And
That's
Just
hilarious.
had such a different take on it.
Yeah.
And very political without being. I think he seemed very objective actually.
Yeah, of
You could
course.
tell he had his own take on it, but he wasn't.
You can't tell all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't tell with him unless he explicitly says it.
Yeah, some pisses him off, or I know he said.
Then
he's
he'll
very
say,
clear on
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
But my sister lent me his book.
Oh yeah.
Apparently they're making a movie out of it.
Yeah.
The first chapter, I'm just like, I cannot believe what this human being's going through. His mom is just this, huge heroic character in terms of what she had to go through and to raise these kids.
Yeah.
It's just like wow. It's so. You don't realize how lucky you are.
How privileged? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And also how different it is. And so we have no
Yeah.
context for lots. If you read it, it was like, this doesn't sound
Possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the most fun things about this show with Havana is he's teaching me stuff about my own culture, my own city, and my own police forces and the own
Oh,
cultural
yeah.
biases that
Yeah.
are. There's a lot of shame involved. There's also a lot of I've learned so much.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that I grew up with and live with, and it doesn't make it right. But it's just like you have these blinders, and then suddenly you see someone else's perspective, and oh my God, you're like that is so shady how we how we interpret the same history or the same sort of events and stuff. And so it's been really enlightening. It's hard not to feel crappy about sort of where Western, especially white Western culture is, and looking at what's going on in the States is. I feel a lot of shame. I can't describe it any other way because it is stuff that even with the. I recently learned that I went to school. I just turned 50, so I went to school in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and one of my best friends in high school was a Métis, young Métis man.
Okay.
And he was part of the 60s scoop.
Okay.
So he was forcibly taken from his family and adopted, right?
Yeah.
So as a kid growing up, you have no idea this, and so I grew up thinking this is all very normal. I had this lovely German Lutheran, religious family, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, thank God they came along and helped. But there was nothing wrong with those families. It wasn't like they did now. They do a whole apprehension, like there'd be social services involved.
Yeah.
In a
For
sense,
abuse or neglect or
that's
some
right,
kind of thing.
There
Yeah.
it was just assumed that we're just going to split these families up,
Yeah.
and so it was so shocking having. I just learned this in my late 40s, right? Like it's
There actually was a movie that they used to show on CBC every year. Just kind of like actually Shaka Zulu too. I don't know if you remember, but Shaka Zulu and the Roots they used to show on CBC every year.
Right.
And then they stopped at a certain point. But there was this other movie, and it was about the Aboriginals' experiences back then, where they were taken away from their families and flown to different areas of Canada to go to go to like boarding, residential schools. But it was done by the Roman Catholics or whatever.
It was parallel. They did so with the adults and the school age people they took. Did the residential schools, the children they adopted out. Like they just
This part of the movie didn't talk about that part. It talked about them bringing them to school. And I remember watching it, and the movie is high emotion. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you won't be watching that movie and be like, oh yeah, it's gonna affect you. And those are the reasons why I knew about it, because it was something that CBC put on every year, and I sat down and I watched it.
Right.
So, if your circle of friends isn't doesn't look like a rainbow, you're not going to be privileged to certain you're not. When I went to school in Calgary from a high school, and I remember they would bus in Aboriginal students, and I never really understood like what that was. And then also I went to school with only a few Aboriginal students, but they were adopted, and I didn't know until like we discussed it in class, and he said I am adopted, but he didn't tell us. We didn't discuss the whole grand scheme of it, right? And what the reason is they do that. But CBC pulled that kind of movies too, so there was a lot of things, like even midwifery, which I am so passionate about and love. I learned about it from a Heritage commercial that came on TV.
Oh, really?
Yep, and it was showing that back a long time ago, midwives used to help to deliver babies in rural areas, and
Right,
that's
right.
when I wanted to be a baby doctor, but I didn't know that was called an OBGYN.
Okay.
And then I did the research on OBGYN. I was really young, like I was like 9 or 10 or whatever. And then I remember one day I was watching TV, and I always loved heritage commercials because they stated historical facts. So I learned about like when they came up with the word Canada, about I think it's the Blue Note ship that was on the back of the 10-cent coin. Like I used to just like when the date of Flag Day, like I used to always take it in. So I remember when the commercial came on and it said, thanks to these women, so many people were born or had access to this kind of service in rural areas. And then it said midwife, and I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. Like there was another name for this profession that didn't involve going to medical school for like
Right.
6 or 8 years,
They
but
still
provided the
fight,
same service.
Like a lot of that battle, it still seems to be. Like,
It's very much.
Yeah.
Alberta's actually the only province that does not fully fund the services of a midwife. The rest of the provinces fund the services of a midwife. So there's any woman seeking that kind of care can go and obtain those services. But there was more of a proactive, I think, approach by CBC, I guess,
Yes.
to put certain things, historical things, either about Canada or other nations on TV. They did have that kind of a lead at a certain point, but I don't know what it looks like now. But
I think as like when I was younger, it was like the law of driver's waltz. Was
Yeah,
the one-
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
big
everybody knows
tune.
that, right? So that
Big
kind of stuff,
tune.
where you see it was more celebrating Canadian kind of on Canadian culture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they did start to, like we started to see those ones where they're sort of celebrating, Canadian heroes or
Yeah.
women, suffragists.
That's
here
right.
in
That's
Alberta.
right.
So
Nellie
it's
McClung,
definitely-
yeah.
That's part of their mandate.
yeah.
But the curriculum that we're taught,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was taught
So
Mhm.
in
lame.
school.
It's poor.
But
It's
I had no
boring.
concept but I had no concept, right? Like, because you grow up with that, that's normalized. That's all.
Yeah.
It's just that's what you are taught is, right? It feels kind of betraying. It feels like I grew
Absolutely.
up stupid and ignorant, right? Like somebody, made that part of our.
And that is
education.
in a certain degree, that's the intent.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in junior high, and I had a teacher, his name is Mr. Patrician, and we were talking something about police or whatnot, and I said to him, I relayed a story to him that one of my guy friends had told me about the fact that some police had picked them up, they're teenagers, and threw them back of their patrol car and were beating them up. They beat them up and then let them go. They
Right.
weren't doing anything wrong.
Right.
They just happened to pick them up under
do it.
suspicion. And I remember I told the story in class, and he looked at me, and he looked up in the air, and he's like, I don't believe you, is what he said to me in front of everyone. But I didn't fault him because he's a middle-aged white man growing up in Canada. Like,
The context is when Orville told me the whole story that he had with the 5 years ago at the bank and getting taken down by the police there.
Okay.
Just all the stuff. I had such a hard time just accepting. That's what I live.
Yeah.
That's not what I signed up for. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
a weird place to be because I consider myself pretty open-minded.
Yeah.
My dad just raised me old-fashioned, but not racist.
Yeah.
Very much. This is just not acceptable. And it
Yeah.
never was. And that was just never questioned.
yeah,
It's hard to
Talk that way. It was just they were shitty people, right?
yeah.
it's hard to see certain
It is.
things. Like, I'm a black woman, so obviously I get certain things. But I was just in a show with a gay man who was dressing up as a drag queen, and I don't have a problem with it. It's funny to me, but there was people that were getting up and leaving apparently.
Oh, wow.
Just from that.
Yeah, apparently leaving the show and making comments to him and stuff like that. So he's saying like, oh, people don't like me. People don't like me. I didn't notice because I'm busy looking for who don't like me.
Yeah.
So he's telling me this, and I'm like, guys, shut up. Like, that type of attitude. But I didn't see it either until I actually looked. And it is happening. It was happening. Because I'm just thinking, like, everybody's kind of like me.
Yeah.
I never thought of
That's
that.
what we
Like,
think.
I'm like, I never thought that he's still a white male to me.
Yeah.
So,
Privilege.
yeah, we had it. But we had a thing about it.
You have the different biases and
Yeah, because it's like I'm not even seeing what when he puts on that outfit. There's a lot of straight white farmer men, kind of. I will say that because it was mostly kind of there that kind of were like not accepting it and stuff like that. And yeah, and
It's just the ignorance a lot of times. That's just, the fear. Usually it's fear is from, things we don't understand or don't know, and it just sort of
Yeah.
explodes from there. And you just refuse to make that leap. But I know there's lots
Well,
of times
sure
where
they
I'm
have to.
very
Exactly, right?
I'm trying
It's
to
just
figure out
like
where I
that's
fit in now.
again,
Yeah.
as I
Right.
said,
As a
all
white
this
person,
is
has all this
also
history that
because
now I have to
Mike,
live
our
with.
guy
And that's why I think CBC no longer airs those things because
Yes.
people are upset.
And they
People-
didn't know how to
There's a
have.
couple of guys that I know.
I don't ever mind having a conversation with someone I don't agree with. I don't feel like you have to believe me or you have to.
We either
No.
agree, we either get to an agreement or else it fails
Yeah,
as a discussion.
and that's a mutual respect. I can hear your opinion and say, either I don't agree or that's not true, and you can hear mine and say either I don't agree or that's not true. And I don't feel like I have to wage war against you because you don't. Because I'm gonna respect you enough that you're a human being who have your own experiences, and you're gonna come to the table with that. So I know there's some people who say, well, I never discuss religion, or I never discuss this, or I never discuss that, and I always thought that's so limiting in life. Like, the one thing I love about Canada is the ability to speak and interact with people from different places. I feel like I'm traveling without leaving, and I love that. I love that I can speak to someone from Trinidad, or someone from Panama, or someone from wherever they are, and just learn about their culture, or learn about their upbringing, and get a new perspective or a different perspective than the one I grew up in. And I think that's really powerful. And I never understood how people in that grew up in a multicultural setting can just be so.
But you don't
uninformed.
you don't have to see, as I said, I'm sitting in a show with a guy.
Yeah.
We worked together for 9 months. And what he's seeing, I didn't see it until we were about 6 months in.
I'll tell you what they say after. Sorry, ladies.
I'm sorry. I just want to.
Yeah. Do you want to get drive safe here? Is there a washing
Yeah.
Right outside the door.
Excuse me, guys.
Yeah. No, this is-
It's a lot of noise there.
oh no.
It was like a calling back home.
Oh shit. No, I was just talking to my cause my other cousin, like I guess he left. Went out of town. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? Like we're supposed to go watch fucking football.
Oh, he left you.
Yeah, that stupid ass left. Like yeah, like why like a bastard. Love him, but he's a jackass at times. But what were you ladies talking on? Love?
No.
40 ounces?
No.
Man?
We got back onto the racist ideal.
There you go.
What? The racist ideal?
And how Havana's.
Fucking A. Like, I mean, like, a natural born, like, racist supremacist? That's my buddy. He's proud of that all the time. He's always attacking me. You know? And I don't mind. Why? Because I'm a gentle soul. You know? I can repel that with love. Love. How many pieces?
Alright, when you gonna cut this? Cut him.
Why?
I'm
No.
gonna say cut him.
No, like, I mean, like,
Cut him so nobody
What?
has to listen
my
to that.
vocals is proper. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the racist ideal. People always got these things, but that's what I mean. But Trevor Noah and the racist process are different. Like, I mean, as he's, you know, the South African viewpoint's different from your viewpoint, different from my viewpoint, because I hate everybody. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I hate everybody. I get into a building and I'm like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Don't forget, August 5th, the haters are coming to town to play a haters ball.
Oh.
You know what I mean? All the players came from far and wide. You know what I'm saying? To play haters ball. That's the ultimate thing. So much hating in one building, I don't even know what to do. Tash, you're too fucking light, you son of a bitch. Catch a tan. Uncle Ruckus, sorry, I'm talking to the haters. They're out there like they're a part of the player haters ball. They're like they're the comedians. They're right
Haters
here.
have a job too.
They're gonna be here next week, and they're gonna be hating.
Oh, you see?
They're
They have a
gonna.
job. They're booked. Not only do they have their books.
Yeah, they're coming back to give hate. Like yeah, no. So like, race is ideal. That's what y'all were talking about.
I was just talking about Trevor Noah and just some of the Canadian experience, getting exposed to lots of other cultures, learning a lot.
Oh no shit, eh? No, that's cool though. Like, yeah, like I wanted to go to the show, but I didn't know when it was. That's
thought
why
it
when
was
you hit me
actually
up.
for this weekend. I feel like when I first saw it, it was
It
for
was
the
like-
25th or something like that.
And they
But
might
I
have
could be
changed it,
wrong.
eh?
I could be wrong. To be honest, it was my fault because I knew when I saw it come on the thing, I said, "Oh, for sure."
I want.
Like I've got to book this, and then I had asked a girlfriend if she wanted to go, and she said something quite ignorant, and I just was like, well, I guess I won't be asking you anything intelligent again.
I won't be going to that shit. Fuck Trevor Noah. Was she said that?
She made just an off comment about the fact that he's mixed and that she'd rather see Kevin Hart, and I was like, I don't think
Kevin Hart's, but it's two different comedians.
That's right.
I don't like
you
it.
can't compare.
Sorry.
And why,
think
like
it's
I mean,
funny.
like, and why does like that's people got to get over it. I like it. The only time that you have to worry about mixed folks is when their mind is colonized. You know what I mean? But a lot of like great fighters for the black cause were of, how can I put it? A lot of black people.
Listen, we wouldn't get anywhere if there wasn't mixed people because we wouldn't be on no $10 bill. And don't tell me that's a black woman.
Where?
We,
I
what?
haven't even
The one
seen
from out
it.
east?
The black woman that's on the
And
black
the Canadian? And the
Asian-
Canadian? Yeah, she
She's
is.
half. She's white.
No,
She's half.
no, baby.
She's half.
No, she ain't.
She's
No,
half.
she ain't.
Her,
Do I
Let
need
me
to
ask you a
do
question.
do a
search?
Google search. She's
Okay.
half.
Google search it. No, she's not.
She's
She's
half
all
white.
like she's from Nova Scotia.
She's from Nova Scotia, but
She's
one
not.
of her parents is white.
I'm telling you, she's
Google
not.
that.
Google
I don't have
like
my
it.
phone.
But no,
She's half
Google
white.
Google it. I'll bet you any
The
money.
only thing
the
she
reason
did
why,
was sit with her people. That's all she did. She sat down with her family.
who's her like her?
White people are her family.
No, bruh.
We wouldn't be president if it wasn't for a half guy. We wouldn't have anything
No,
if it
no,
wasn't
that-
for
that's
half,
true.
half
See,
these people.
like that's where y'all are wrong. Like because like in the modern time that we are now, that's what it is. But at the end of the day, it's not like the reason why they do not consider that because you can't have anything of a stronger. How can I put it? A stronger genetics and call it half. If you pour pop into a water,
I see.
it
what
is
you're
not
saying.
half. Like, do I look like a half breed?
Okay.
Am I an half breed? And I
see
can
what you're
probably say
saying,
like fucking.
but when your
because
mother is a white lady,
it
I
doesn't
consider
matter.
you
when,
half.
when my daddy's
Because
a
there's
fucking
certain-
Asian man, or my granddad mom is a fucking noodle straight from fucking Asia, I can say
noodle.
that shit. I don't give a fuck. That's blood. You know what I mean? But I can, the West Indies have always
We
been
are
that
mixed
way.
races,
Same, like I mean,
but
same
based
thing
on
with
that
South
mixed
America,
race,
same, like all of that shit. But
we get treated differently
but it's
based
the
on our
culture.
colors and stuff like that. So
No,
I mean,
but
when
but-
you're half, you're getting things
no,
that I can't get.
but it's the culture. I hear what you're saying to a degree. This is what they try to push in people's head, just the same as though now they put black women and white men on everything.
Oh, I
I
see
mean,
that. Yeah, they're
because
trying to
that's
push
a
something.
that's a part of just like the structuralism of the situation. You know what I mean? They try to structure certain things for the next generation. Once you're in the marketing field, you understand the game that's being played. You know what I mean? It's nothing new. If you go back to the 50s or you go back to the 80s and the 70s, you will see this also. But what I'm saying is like we take our lickings and keep on ticking. We also got to understand and be proud of what we are. It's the mind because there's blacker people with a colonized mind. And this is why a lot of time nothing, in a sense, get moved forward. So like with Trevor Noah,
Are you
for
on
instance,
Wikipedia?
it's a different piece. You know what I mean?
was on
You get what I mean? Like it's funny in so many different
No,
ways.
check
But
with-
it says that it describes her as being a black businesswoman.
Of course
That's-
it
Exactly.
does. They're just trying to get
She's-
you.
no.
She's half.
No,
Go to
she's not.
Wikipedia. Her mother.
No, she's not. Like people,
She's
I
half
remember.
white.
I remember my sister's ex-husband. He looked at my son and he's like, "Who's that mixed kid?" Da, 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 right? And I'm like, my son's mom is black and I'm black, and my son's light. With process. So what I'm getting at is like nobody know black folks coming like look at Steph Curry for instance. Is Steph Curry mixed?
Yes.
No, he's not.
Yes.
His mom is black. She's as pale. She's as pale as my baby mama.
I'll look again because
Look like 110%.
to me the Splash
Like, I mean,
Brothers
so-
are only big because
So
they're
no,
hot.
it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like this
Half
is
people are
this,
making it.
this,
How come
this
nobody
is
can be as
what
big as
I'm
Drake?
doing. What do you mean nobody? Because Drake family is in the business of music, and Drake is not
Who's
as
Drake's family?
Drake is not as big. The Grams, his dad wrote music,
Apparently
and
his
his
dad
uncle.
was a musician.
Yeah, it's not apparently. There are. Kanye sample, that's why he was talking about it. Kanye sample is uncle in the last album. Like it's not like it's they've been in the business on that side, and his mom's family are also what do you call the appropriation of Jewish in the industry. So Drake is also less offensive, but Kendrick Lamar is much bigger than Drake. when it
In
comes to
your
that.
mind.
No.
There's
In a lot of
there's
people's
40-year-old white ladies that know Drake, and there's 40-year-old white ladies that will not know anything about a Kendrick Lamar. This is a mainstreamish
but
rapper.
K-Dot
He's
is,
being
but
forced
K-Dot pushed himself down on that level. Like, I mean, like, what I'm getting at is based on the fact of what it is. I'm telling you, TDE ain't suckers.
early life. Go down to early life.
You know what I mean? Early life, what it is. Like, I'm telling you, she's from Nova Scotia.
Yeah, we get that. That's been confirmed.
Certain
You know.
places, like Nova Scotia, don't stand on that. I'm telling, like, yeah, see what I'm saying? See what you did with
Her
Chuck
mother was
Norris?
white and her father was black.
You see
Unusual
what you
for the
did?
time.
Like, you
It
mean-
says it right there.
You see what
I
you
read
did?
this because
Like, yeah.
I was reading comments underneath the $10 bill, and
Mm-hmm.
people wrote she was a white lady. So I went and researched it. She's a white lady.
She was not a white.
She's a white lady.
Like where? You
Her
think?
mom is white.
Let me ask you a question. So you think that they don't lynch niggas? They don't lynch light skinned
I'm not
brothers?
saying no, but it's.
No,
if
no, no,
we're
no, no,
claiming
let-
her, if we're claiming her, then they have to claim her.
No,
Same way.
No, because like I mean, she will go on that. Like that's what I'm saying.
You can't
Like, let
tell
me
a
ask you a
kid-
question. Does she walk outside in the world? And this is what I'm saying. You can't praise to God.
I'm not talking about the world.
Okay,
I'm
but
talking
you-
about what's in her.
Yeah, but
How
you-
can you
you
tell this
can't-
lady that she's not white?
No,
She's
but
white.
because you can't praise to God. She obviously acknowledge what she stands on and what she is. The world is is what formulates somebody. For instance,
Did she
Right?
stand for something, or did she go sit with her people?
what do you mean?
Because the same way you want to claim Asia, China, or whatever,
No,
Panama, and all those things
no, I
that
don't-
are a part of you.
I don't
how
like
can you
it.
tell her she's a
No,
black lady?
But what I'm getting,
you can't
what
tell
I'm
her
getting
that
at
she's
is
not
like,
a white lady.
So
she's
what?
a black.
So because I want to claim that don't mean like Negroes are not there. Is that what
No,
you're telling
I'm
me?
not saying. I'm saying that you're saying that she's a black lady. She's a white lady.
No, she's because
You're
like,
a Panama man.
No,
You're a Chinese
because
man.
due to the fact that like I mean again, you can't pour. Hey, Mike, can I get a Coca-Cola and a cup?
It doesn't
please.
matter.
No. I'm gonna prove a fact. Please.
We're about to go scientific.
I'm a prove. I'm a
You don't
prove
even
a
have to
fact.
prove your
A Coca-Cola.
fact.
No,
You're
in my
telling.
office,
I
in my
don't see no.
office.
Do you see Chinese
in,
eyes
in,
here?
in my office.
I don't
Like,
see
I mean, like,
Chinese
in-
eyes,
in
but
my-
you
in
went.
my, in my office.
You want to look
Like, I mean,
for an Asian.
Like, I mean,
you
that-
want to
like,
look
I
for
mean, like,
Asian in
no.
yourself.
It's like I like no. It's not about. I know where I stand due to the fact I said I can't go to Chinatown and hang out before they call the cops on my ass. You know what I mean? But I can go about.
So why
like,
can't
what-
she feel
why,
that she
like,
can hang out with her?
You know, it's not about feeling about it. I'm saying, like, it's the fact is. Let me pour some water. Water is recessive in this. Let's break this down. Recessive. You know what recessive is, right?
I
Okay,
don't know.
pour the water.
You don't know what recessive is?
Well, you're doing a demonstration. Just
Okay, okay, all right. I'm gonna pour. This is as much water I need to pour. I'm even gonna let the camera see it. See that? That's water in there, right, players?
It's not true.
All right. Now I'm gonna get me some. I like to call Coca-Cola my Negro, right? Hey, Coke, if you're watching, tap 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 tap.
Okay, sorry. Let me not mess up the money. That's
Thank
right.
You poured way too much Coke in.
No, I didn't.
You paid way
No,
too
I
much
did
Coke
not.
in there.
No,
Now,
I
first
didn't.
of all, though,
No, I
first of
didn't.
all, you could pour all the Coke
No, I
you want
didn't.
in there.
But
If you drink that, if you drink that, can you? If you drink that, does it taste like pure Coke?
No.
Exactly,
I don't
because
drink-
the water
I don't
is
drink.
all-
I don't drink.
The
Coke.
water is in there.
I don't
you
drink
can't
Coke as
deny,
much.
You cannot deny that the water is in
That
there.
can't be why it doesn't taste like pure Coke because you're not familiar with.
No,
Exactly.
It's not.
You
no,
cannot deny-
No, it's not that. What I'm getting at is simple. What I'm getting at is it doesn't matter. That's what I said. The mind
Okay.
control the body, right?
Yeah.
As the heart does. Like if your mind is colonized, this
Oh,
was
that's
this.
what you meant by recessive.
Yeah.
I mean the less. Okay.
Like I mean,
not-
like if the mind is colonized, this is what the Ku Klux Klan said. We can't win a fucking race war with you fucking Negroes due to the fact that your genetic code is dominant. But we can fucking use the mind. We can shell you out and make you become a robot and use you, control you to destroy your own. What I'm getting at is this is a part of the game that's played. Now, when somebody's like, "Well, you're not black," like I don't give a fuck. If like because in time
someone
it's
saying that to you?
no it's nothing new in the process of us being around. Like I mean, when you go to South Africa, right? The Negroes in South Africa, for instance, the ones that's been mixed and all that thing through rape, all that stuff. So you're gonna tell, for instance, not even South Africa, you're gonna tell my ancestors, the one that was raped, that they're not black. Because they were raped by the fucking man that like the slave owner, and then like Well, there you go, light-skinned Negro. Like
That's not what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
nigger enough.
That's
for
not
me.
what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that they're telling me that they're putting a black woman on the thing, but they're
because-
talking physical.
But this-
She is not just a black
Like,
woman. She is a mixed woman. She's a white woman. So why can't you say she's a white woman?
But like, she like I get the process. What you're saying is like, but the world doesn't see her.
So the
as
world is
that.
trying to take.
And if I was reading the article, and I think also what you're, if I understand, what you're saying too is that her act that was seen as an act of defiance or protest might have just been her sitting with her people.
It could be. It could be.
What was it? What? But
It
I
could
let's see. I don't know
She
much.
feels-
Sat in the white part of, you know,
She
Of
refused.
the bus?
Yeah.
No, she was also a rich black woman too.
Yeah.
She was a
refused-
rich woman.
She was.
She went to go.
refused
She
move.
went to pay money.
Yeah.
She paid money for the ticket to go downstairs,
Yeah.
and then they told her she couldn't sit there.
But you asked
she had the
yourself
money
the
to sit
question,
there.
But
But she's just sitting with
this,
cousins.
But this occurred in Canada, correct? So you ask yourself the question: if this occurred in Canada, like I mean, like now, think about Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was a light-skinned black woman.
I'm
also.
not saying no, but what I'm saying is we don't know how that woman felt. We don't know if that woman felt I am a white woman. Her mom was white.
And
Her mom was white. So
What-
we don't know how
why
she
does
felt.
what I'm getting at is like her mom being Caucasian. What does that stands on?
Because if my mom was white, if my mom was
So,
Jamaican and my dad was
how
Trini,
many-
I
yeah.
would feel a part of those people.
No,
You're a part
how
of
do you
those
feel
people.
like I know guys.
So how do we
I
know
know
how-
guys that their mom like is Caucasian, and the first thing that my partner's mom told her, and she's white as fuck. She's English and fucking Dutch. And the first thing that my fucking partner's mom told her, and I'm there to witness it, she said, "Look, I'm white, you're black. You're gonna deal with situation that's completely different from me." You know what I'm saying? So don't try to fool yourself in that she educated him on what it is. Because in the system, when we're walking, like no matter how light you are or whatever, the first thing that the law states, the law say, hey, black kids.
So how
My
do we
cousin-
know that her mom
that's
told her
my
that?
his mom told
No,
him
how
that.
do we know that her mom? How do we know that all
Because-
white mothers and
because
black
not-
kids are
no,
going out
no,
there saying that to their kids? Because
every-
you should
not
feel what your
every-
parents are.
Not every parent is going to come out and say it because this is the process of it. But what I'm getting at is like reality kick you in your fucking balls.
And it kicked her, and now she's on a $10
Right?
bill.
Reality
If
will
it didn't,
let you know.
it would never do that to a full black person.
No,
She's
it
enjoying
would.
life.
No, okay, so there's a few things you guys are discussing. The facts are both of her parents aren't African descent.
that's what she's saying.
So in her
That's
blood,
that's what
in
the
her
facts
blood,
are.
she is there is a
There's-
mix,
yeah.
or there is a delusion. However, what you're saying is that the black gene is dominant, which it is, which is why we see in her features and in other things that come through.
Exactly.
Wait though. And then the other thing you're also saying is that, and from the tiny bit I saw in the article, and it's only Wikipedia, it seems like they've already structured it to show that she chose her black side, which is something I feel like mixed or biracial children go through, which is if I'm not one whole thing and I am part of
You
a
can't
thing,
worship
which
two
part
gods.
am I?
You
which
have to-
part do I
you have to
identify
acknowledge
with?
I'm not saying no,
You have
but
to acknowledge one and then like and basically stand with what you is.
But
like
then-
my mom also with that, and it's funny because I have conversations with my mom all the time, and my mom's like, how can I put it? She's the greatest, but she, at the same time, she's out of here. You know what I mean? Like I'll have like the dumbest conversation with my mom because my mom, daddy's again, he's not like her bloodline come from the West Indies. It's a different structure, right? So she will be like, well, you know, maybe it's because they're mixed, so they're different. And I'm like,
Yeah.
aren't your daddies like come in like have straight hair and lighter than light?
Yeah.
And like aren't you like because all our life this is like I mean we know what's what, right? My granddaddy we know what he was. It's simple, and then she'll be like thinking it's like again, it's not about the physicality, it's the mentality. Because if you bring kids home, it don't matter what it is, so long as they can touch root and know that they're from like their lineage come from somewhere else
Yeah.
also.
Mm-hmm.
You see how like differently they act. Like even like I mean you go to Malcolm. I don't know if you read on like Malcolm X's product. His mom. His mom's like, look, you know what I mean. I'm light because of the fact that my like Malcolm's grandma was raped.
She's of the product. I think if I
Of
believe
rape.
it. Yeah, Malcolm X's
Right?
mom was the product of rape.
Right.
Rape.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And she's like, yeah, I needed to find me the blackest man that I can find.
Which was something she did out of
like I mean, because
out of kind
again,
of rage. It wasn't
like I mean, like it's something on a rage, but also
Yeah.
securing her future for what her kids, what they wanted. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
directly,
So
yes.
Malcolm come later on, and this is what he this is what he stand on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I'm getting at is like, we don't know. Like I mean, if it's like lovey-dovey or whatever, or if it's like was a one-night stand or what it is. Like that people will say, well, Bob Marley's this big guy. Bob Marley's dad was a Caucasian man from England.
Yeah.
And that's what,
Right?
But why?
But-
he
but-
wasn't
but
the
no,
biggest
but-
musician.
but let me-
He's
but-
another
but
half
let-
guy that
but
made
let
it.
me-
Peter Tosh
but
was a
let
better
me
musician.
Let me ask you a simple question.
Simple
good
facts.
No, the difference with that is Bob Marley's dad was never there. Bob Marley's culture.
It's still there.
All my life growing up, I never knew Bob Marley's dad was like because it was never promoted.
Yeah.
We are out of many one people.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter was, it's simple. You go to Bob. Bob never once say, "Well, you know, my dad's a white man, so I'm better." No, his dad would bust a nut, and that's why I call the West Indies, Central America. I call it the spot where people just fly in, bust a nut, and leave. You know what I mean? Like, simple as that. Pirates would come there and bust their nuts and leave. It won't be seeing my dad again. I don't know who my dad. Captain Morgan got mad kids down there that he just fucking. Because again, that was the process that it came in. The Eastern world, same thing.
I think that is a part of certain people's history.
No,
and
but
religions,
but
not the whole island.
but that's every island. People are like, I mean, like slave masters was running amok. What I'm getting at it is the fact of the matter is, it's like, I mean, like when we start dividing our own, like, well, you know, you're a little bit shady, a lighter over there.
Yeah.
You're a little like your daddy's. No, we're black folks on this planet.
I think
We we have nappy ass head. No matter how light, quote unquote, we are, our genetic code still
it's
stands
not
the
nappy.
same.
It's just curly.
I love it, but like, but the genetic code stay the same. So I understand that you're saying that they acknowledge her, like due to the fact that she had Caucasian blood running
Yes.
through her. I understand that,
Yeah.
but
Okay, and
Which
but
is-
wasn't the
it's
acknowledgement? But
and
that's
it's
just
not
the
just
assumption,
her.
though.
It's not just her.
That
I don't
is
think
just the
that's
ass-
no.
not
I
just
don't.
her.
I
That is
don't
the
think that is.
assumption.
I do not believe that it is an assumption that the government of Canada or the Bank of Canada chose to use because they didn't just pick her up like out of thin
It's
air.
beca-
They did their
No,
research, and I
exactly.
don't think it's a by accident that she just happens
No,
to be biracial.
because-
And this is. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
These are the
Please,
things we see when it comes to how Caucasians, as you used, when they want to, I want to say appease or have some kind of presentation, it's not unusual for them to pick the light-skinned person or the mixed person. It's just how they seem to be comfortable and trying to appease. And I can understand where she's coming
No,
from.
I hear you.
I can understand where she's coming from as a black woman saying, you know, you're just choosing this mixed or biracial person, and you could have went all out and you could have went all out and picked someone that had African American, or sorry, not African American, but African
Afro-Canadian.
yeah, that are
Well,
or is
even
from
why-
African
why-
descent. The same way they could have picked her is the same way they could have picked someone who was
what
black,
I'm getting
but they
at is
did
that,
not want it to
but
do that.
how come that was like we're assuming that wasn't the case though on
No,
that side.
I'm saying that if you look
No.
at trends,
I-
that keep going,
Yes.
you said
Yeah.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I say Peter Tosh was the better musician.
No,
Why couldn't he make
I'm,
it?
you know
Half.
what? But
Barack
Peter
Obama,
Tosh-
he's not a black president. He still is half white.
Baraka drama was just Baraka drama. We all know why
Would
he was
we-
there.
would we
baby.
have felt
to
better
cause
if
that
it-
drama? Baraka drama.
Would you have
My
felt?
president
We
is
felt
black.
that he was there, put there for
My
us.
president is black.
No,
Lambo's
my
blue.
president
What do you
is
know
half
about
black.
that? Yeah,
My
can
president's dad is black.
No,
My
no,
president
no.
wasn't black.
Yeah, my president, like. He
I'm
wasn't
not-
but he was my president. That's the funny part.
Yes,
I'm
so
just saying.
that's why
I'm just
like,
going. I'm
Well,
just
that's
going with
true.
the salt.
I'll be honest.
Like,
Barack Obama didn't really. I
No,
saw it for what it
because
was from the
certain-
beginning.
See,
It was
that-
to
but
give people
It was
hope.
a fig.
that-
it was
but
a
that's
figure
what- but
to
that's-
give people
But
hope.
that's what he
From the
ran
beginning.
on.
Well, right, because
He
as
did-
soon as
he
you,
did do
as
that.
you
Like,
as
I
a
mean,
black person,
but that's what I'm saying. But people don't understand. Sorry for cutting you off. Like the man didn't cut what he was running. He said, "Yo, I'm hope. Hope they're like, yeah,
Yes,
that's
we can.
Hope for what? Hope for what, though?
That's exactly what he like, because
Well,
again,
for the continued route
You know
that
what I
they
mean?
were
Because-
directing.
You're just to me. You're just sitting there trying
But-
to
but
fool
if you-
people
but if-
because
yeah, but
you
if-
can't fool me into thinking that me as
But
a dark
Carla-
skinned person have the same opportunities out there
But-
why? Because as much as people say that is a black kid, that is still a half person.
that means nothing. Though.
It does because they
Now
will
when-
never.
now-
So
now
what
when-
about how come when Farrakhan
So let-
was
let-
running
let-
or
but-
not
but let-
Farrakhan?
but let me-
Jesse
let
Jackson
me
was
ask
in.
you-
They never paid attention to
Or
that
what's
man.
this?
But
Shirley
Jesse-
MacLaine
and
too.
Je-
Nobody
and-
cares
and
about
Je-
these
and
people.
Jesse, when Jesse ran in the 80s,
Jesse
Nobody
ran.
cared.
Yeah.
He's not the apparently allegedly he's
Jenny-
not the first
No.
black president.
he's not.
But
you mean
also,
like, yeah,
he isn't
but-
the only black president that's tried to run for office. And there's also, I think it's Shirley.
No,
I want to say Shirley
but-
MacLaine.
Chisholm or something?
Yeah, or
but
something.
you
That
gotta remember,
also ran
Jesse
too.
when Jesse Jackson ran, this is the difference. Jesse Jackson ran 1985. Jesse Jackson also give us a term, Afro-American, which means fuck all. Same thing with Latinos. But he ran 85. What was going on in 85?
Drugs, crack.
You don't
epidemic.
fuck with Reaganomics. Don't you all understand, Corella? The game. Do I need to keep?
You can prove it all you want, but I'm not gonna be fooled into thinking I'm gonna reach certain places without that white blood
Ollie
flowing from me.
Ollie North sits down, and Ollie North. Most people don't know who Oliver North is.
Okay.
Look up Oliver North. This is why I said when theater drops, and theater is gonna come. That's the album that we're
Which
working
is your
on.
album?
That's what we're working on.
Okay, so
Like,
I
I mean-
didn't understand what
Like,
you're saying.
when theater drops, it's gonna be a proper concept of it. Because again, who knows who the Ayatollah of Iran is? Not much people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the game. Rick Ross is also tied up in this. The real Rick Ross, not fat Rick Ross. But what I'm getting at is Jesse Jackson ran. What was the Negroes in America stand on? Nothing.
What was the stand for
They
Barack?
didn't have.
What
They
was the
didn't have a
stand for Barack?
population.
They didn't even have a voice at that time. They had a
Exactly.
population, but
They didn't
have
know.
a
They
voice.
didn't have a strong population as what now. What was now? You know what? What occurred? A little sweet thing we call hip hop. You know, Barack drama.
For the voice, yeah. But
I-
for the
Exactly.
population,
I
Barack
think
drama.
it's a
but
bit-
yeah,
it's a
but
different
Barack-
situation.
The population. No, it's not because
we have the
Barack drama came in to play. What happened? Everybody and their mama came out to vote for him.
Yeah.
Why? Because hip hop. My president is black. My Lambo's blue. That song.
It didn't.
No,
I'll be honest with you.
Like hit
I'll be
number
honest-
one, and I'll front it. Are you kidding me? What is the biggest music on earth? This guy is going global to make speeches and shit like that.
Who?
Be-
Barack Obama?
Barack was like
Yeah.
Germany making speech. This is before because everything. Also, what we gotta understand is like everything that we see in the political realm is already dictated.
Yeah, it's already been planned.
Just the same as though they say, "Hey, Abraham Lincoln, freed the slave." Lincoln didn't give a shit about the slave.
Nope, it was a money play. They're trying to win
Lincoln,
votes.
like in the speeches in the state of I want to say Illinois. But where Chicago is in
Illinois.
Illinois, yeah. I'm losing
Chicago,
my
Illinois,
mind. Yeah. So in the state of that's where Lincoln actually ran. And the first thing that he said is because the Democrat was anti-black and still is.
Yeah, that's a
Right?
misconception. A lot
So
of people think
people
Democrat
gotta
meant minorities,
understand,
and it
like,
didn't always
because the
mean minorities.
Democrats pointed out Douglas, the man named, say, hey, you're like, oh, so your party's a
Frederick
Negro party.
Douglass?
No.
Oh,
There's a white man named Douglas from Kentucky, which is actually funny. That's where he's from exactly. So he was there. This is history. The reason why I know history is because if you don't know history, suckers, you can't stand on these racist fools and beat them with a billy club. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have knowledge. And you got to understand the game that's played. And that's what it is continuously. I understand what you're saying when it's like, well, this mixed person is over here winning this mixed person is over there. But you know what? Remember that light-skinned ass motherfucker Jesse fucking, what the fuck, from Grace and on them. I don't watch Grace, but
Another-
it's like
okay.
the TV show. But A's lied as fuck. He went on BT and he's like, yo, you all need to stop
Jesse
killing.
Williams.
Exactly.
The
Now,
mixed one.
Is-
Yeah,
he's mi-
but what did exactly? But what did Jesse say? He didn't like
If
Jesse.
you're not gonna help, get out the way.
Exactly.
And he also said, don't hurt the cause either.
Like,
Don't do
but
things that
but
intentionally
this is the
harm.
process
And then
of
he
what it is.
became-
But he stood and he chose his side.
Yeah.
And
I'm
his
not
side is
saying
with
you don't have
us.
to choose a
What-
side, but
what
to
I'm-
me,
what I'm
that's like
getting
they're
at is
going
like-
out of their way to.
No,
you
they're-
go out of
they're
your way to
they're
prove that you
always
are
gonna-
that side,
yeah,
but
they're-
you forever are. That's
but
your
you-
mom.
But what I'm getting
But
at
no,
it,
you
but what
can't-
I'm getting at is like just the same thing as good old Jackson. You know what I mean? Like and the man that pinned the bill for America, the president. Like you mean like when he was fucking slave woman continuously, he said, "Hey, you know what? Because like one of the lady, like the girl that he was fucking at the time, she was 16, he was 45. She said, "Look, I'm staying in France." She said, "No, I'll lighten up this thing for you. I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Then I promise you all the shit. You don't want it. Why?
It showed
Because-
that movie
because
actually showed
that
that
was
black
his-
women were instrumental in getting the slaves free. That's actually it's not what the story is about, but it actually reveals that in the story.
It's a part of the play. Like
Because he was having
everyone had
having children.
everyone had a piece to play with. Like like I meaning the blocks in this life, we have a block to play with, but we understand what is what and how it is. What we gotta truly get to is the lies and the whitewashing of history. That's what we gotta understand.
That's something different
Because,
when you're talking, which I
but that's what I'm
understand.
saying. But
Yeah.
it's a different but you look at rock and roll. Most people like the next generation that comes are gonna say rock and roll was all Caucasian folks.
Which is a big lie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the process of it. So to me, I don't give a fuck if your mommy's white, so long as you understand and understand the process. You know what I mean? Respect her, but understand you stand on this because the reality of the world is they don't see that. I've never seen all my friends that's light as fuck. Like I mean, no law I've ever say, well, you know that white guy over there. You go out in this world, you don't go out in this world fucking, today I'm gonna dress as a white guy.
You don't say that,
No.
but you don't know what I don't you
They
cannot,
still bust
you-
your fucking head.
But that's them. You can't take that away
to
from
be
the
honest
person.
with you, and I'm kind of glad that you said this because
Like,
I really feel like this has to be a conversation.
yeah.
I read something somewhere that said that, and people might not like this, but it says something like this: the woman was made for the man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who hear that women in particular, when they hear that, will want to reject it because it makes it seem as a less than thing to state. But it isn't actually a less than thing. It's actually showing you some kind of a type of order. And when there's order, that means that there's responsibility and things to be made accountable for.
Exactly.
And one thing I don't fully appreciate is when God has made your counterpart, but you have sought elsewhere for something. And then I don't like that now that you've sought elsewhere for something, you have found that it's not suited to you fully. But you said to yourself, the thing that was made for me is all right, but this other thing is better. And you didn't fully think about all the things that would come with
the complexity with it.
when you decided to go out of what was put right beside you. And I feel like it's not enough to say, well, if you choose out, you just need to make sure the mentality is correct. I think that's important to understand if you choose out, that you better make sure the mentality is correct. But it's not enough to just say that. You need to really give understanding, wait a minute, for real, of what it means when you decide to look out and take that leap.
Yeah.
And you better you better stay on that ride and ride it till the wheels come off. Because what you produce out of it isn't just gonna go away. So when you as a man or a woman decide to step out and do that and say that you're doing it for love. Wait a minute, and you say you're doing it for love.
Yeah.
Then you better ride that until the wheel fall off.
Exactly.
Because out of it comes many things.
Many different processes.
So one of the things that we're talking about is being slighted as a nation when you want to present to me, the system, some kind of we're with you, but it's not fully what it is.
No.
And I don't want to hear that, it is because.
No,
it's not.
But the process is, it is exactly what it stands on because, again, for us not understanding the first thing that the system have always done was what? Trickery.
And that's why this is
But
trickery.
that's why-
Viola Davis,
and
to me,
that's-
it's trickery.
And that's why
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But
makes
it
sense.
doesn't take away if the system is a trickery system, it doesn't take
It
away
kind
her
of does take
culture
away because
of what
it
she
does
is.
take away
It does
because
take
the
it away.
intent.
It does-
It takes away because of the
it doesn't
it takes
basi-
away.
it-
First
it
of all,
does-
it takes
did you-
away because of the intent.
No.
Who
It does-
was that woman before she was on that $10 bill?
I don't know who she is.
Exactly. So
But-
there were
but-
so
but-
many
but-
other
but
people.
let-
What about John Ware?
But let me-
What about?
but-
I'm not.
but-
I'm saying there's
but let me ask you a
figures
question.
that they couldn't
No, but
put.
let me- but
Why
let-
not put a
but-
native
but
man?
let-
This is
let-
their money.
hey, but let me ask you a
Like,
question.
why-
This is not their money.
It is their money.
No,
It's their country.
It's their
not
country,
money.
so put people on their money.
When did the term the native when did the native make the money? For instance.
Okay,
if-
so
if
why
it's
is
like-
it okay?
like-
So what
no,
in
but-
relation to
but-
Canada
but-
has this
but-
black
but-
woman
another
done that has
set of
been
argument.
but
more?
that's what I'm saying. She's saying that it's their money. But what I'm getting at is the process of it. Even these so-called natives don't understand the roots of what really is.
Of what?
Like, I mean,
That
when
Plymouth Rock landed on them? What? What
no,
are you talking
it's
about?
not. It's not like that. Like, I mean, that the process of what the terminology, what it is.
Of what? Money?
No, not the
Sorry.
financial piece. I'm talking about people, the wording of it. It's all that. People always say, "Well, this is their land." Da, da, da. It's the Adriatic land. Most people don't know what the hell the Adriatic is.
You mean it belonged to someone else before it did them?
Exactly.
But they.
So where are they?
Which might
Come
be
and
true.
claim it. Come
You
and
look-
Which
where are
might
they?
be true.
Look at yourself in the mirror, and then you understand what an Adriatic person is. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The silliness of it. That's why Malcolm spoke about that. People don't understand the facts of it.
Yeah.
The term Asia, for instance, I said it before. Most people's like Asia. What does Asia mean? Asia mean land, landlocked. If Asia was considered Upper Africa, while the
Yeah.
mother continent was considered
Lower.
Lower Africa, use one's common sense. If Columbus came over here and said, "Hey, these folks are Ethiopians," like when he first landed, and another fellow writer from England that have it written in the book say, "I'm in Canada and I see blacker people than those that's in the Sahara." What does that say? See, the point is when you start getting further into history and start understanding, that's why you say, take a look at the pictures from the 1800s and back, because there was photograph then. Then you start understanding what's what.
So how do
What
we
I'm
even?
getting at is the trickery, the lies, it continues, and it always will if, again, it's not put forward. If people, you can say, well, this and that, but people are still people in the sense that black folks, whether you're light as hell,
She's
or
not
dark as
light
hell.
though. She's light because she's half white. She's not. If she was a black
What-
woman,
but
and you're
she-
saying
but
this.
she's
You're
a
saying
black woman.
there's a you know what people don't
Act
understand
like-
is
because-
there's a difference between living life as a black man and there's life
Oh,
living
yeah.
as a black. There is a difference.
Yeah,
there's
we
a
got
difference.
killed rapidly, but that's a different story.
Okay, but you know who's running to your aid?
the black woman.
Right.
Number
What
2
a-
killer of black women is black men.
That's what they say.
And I'm a dark-skinned black woman, not
Whether-
getting the same
no, but-
privileges
but-
as
but what
light
I'm-
skin.
What I'm saying, whether you're light, dark, whatever, black women still come to the aid. Look it up. You know what I mean?
Right, but she's not light because her two parents came together and they
No,
made a
but
light-skinned
what
girl.
what I'm getting at is
She's not
it's-
light. She's
but
half
it's-
white.
But it's still like I mean,
There's a difference.
Like people look at Amanda Seals. I don't know if you all
Yeah,
know who
of
that
course.
is. Like now,
She's not mixed.
that's what
She
I'm
put a
saying.
picture just today, I think, on the
Like,
IG.
There's a difference to me in being a light-skinned
what I'm
black
getting-
woman
but
or
does,
being
But
a-
does that, like, I mean, when she's strolling the street, minding her own business, does it say, hey, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, let's go to Jim Crow. Did that stop her from like, I mean, like, say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just put on my white side and go drink
No,
water.
because
I'm not
white
saying
people
that.
Are pretty clear that listen,
I'm
your
not saying that,
1%
but
is showing up on
she
your
was-
face, so you gotta go
Hey,
over
hey,
there.
She was
That-
also
no, but
she was
that's
also
the
a
reality.
rich. She was also a rich.
Because
half
she
woman.
worked
She was
herself to
also
get
a
it.
rich half woman.
So what's wrong with working to get something?
I'm not
though?
saying no.
Like,
then
if your money
we
makes
don't
you
know what her mom
privileged-
is telling her.
But
I don't know what her mom
I'm
is
getting
telling
at
her.
is that, but if your money makes you privileged from working hard for it,
Yeah.
whether
Then you
dark,
wanna
whether
go
you-
sit in the theater with your cousins.
There's
That's all I'm
a lady. there's a lady that's she was a part of the BET being sold to CBS,
Yeah.
right? She's a black woman.
Oh,
Like,
are you talking about the one who puts on the black girl magic thing? I
Uh,
forgot her name.
Deborah.
No, not Deborah. Deborah, but she basically, this lady, she's not in on that side no more. She owns like a golf course, like a huge area.
Okay.
She's a billionaire,
Okay.
right? And she's like, yo, Like, I mean, like, I want to pass this on to the black folks.
Yeah.
But she understand, like, because she's like, when I was trying to get these things done,
Yeah.
there's obstacle in my way.
Of course.
And she's a billionaire, a black woman, like, I mean. But she said, you know what? Like, I just kept on rolling with it.
Yeah.
Because being what we are, the beautifulest thing. You know what I mean? And
This one is a black woman, you
yeah.
think? Okay.
It can be. I'll send you the thing. But the funny thing about it is, you know, what I mean, differently from talking about her,
Yeah.
for instance, you know, the process of black is the darker you are, the more light you have shining into you.
Okay.
People don't know that.
Oh, I remember you touching on this.
Just
before.
remember that, all right? Though, like, so like, I mean, but I get what, because it's nothing new. These guys did it like again back in like in '80, like before the Asian Revolution, like the mixed folks that they had then, a few of them, they control their mind. Like, I mean, I say, oh, you're better because if you treat a dog better than the other, the one that you treat a bit better than the other one is going to be like, oh, master. You know what I mean? Until they realize that their dog's just the same, right? That is
they
the reality of
realize
all
that their
things.
dog's just
This is how they always try to say, like, put, and that's what I said. Once we started now playing in the hand of like, okay, we're going to get segregated in such things, that's where the issue comes. That's why I said I will not use the term Latino. I will defend countries that they're trying to shit on, like fucking Georgie. But Georgie's a maniac. There's a friend, right?
Okay.
But he's like a Chilean, and he's like, well, Panama's not even a Latino. I'm like, you're an idiot, you know. Or Cuba, I'm like, you're a jackass. Yeah. Because their national sport is baseball, they play. Like, I'm like, what? That's stupid. But that's a different story.
A lot of people don't know, like you were talking about, not only the history, but like the land possession. A lot of people don't know. Aren't informed. They're not informed.
Well,
and which is also
but this is why now when you have an oil company comes through, and this is a side note, and the oil company say, yo, I'm gonna put my pipeline through there.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, this is land. They like, I mean, they're like, no, because they already have the back history. They already bought this history. They already hired somebody from the historical pattern to know what it is. So they can go through these areas. They'll still break you off a little change because they want you to still live.
Let them do it.
Exactly. But they know who was on this piece. But again, as I say, this is the part of the game that they play. Hey, is that a watch? Look at you, eh? Telling me you the Negroes don't got watches and stuff. I like that. Hook a brother up. Is that a phone watch?
No, it's just a normal, like,
Oh.
got it at a dollar store.
Like, I don't know. Like, yeah.
I want to agree with you, but I can't. I agree with her that
No,
the presentation wasn't.
I understand the
agree
trick.
with her that the presentation wasn't in honest. The presentation was not. It was to pacify.
Yeah, it's a trick.
It was a kumbaya. Let's all just get along because we acknowledge
But,
you, sort of,
but
kind of.
Canada,
And that has
but
to
Canada
be. You have to call that out.
Yeah, but Canada have always been, again, just the same as the United States of America or any European process. They will always basically use the trickery game.
Yeah.
It's up to us to understand the trick.
Yeah.
I understand it. I'm not using her $10 bill too often.
Well, pardon me, rich guy. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
you give me lots.
Yeah.
No, but
Give me fives or give me 20s.
Yeah,
But to me, it doesn't. They give us a little bit. This is exactly the same thing they do with the
Exactly.
natives.
They have always
Here's
had.
the land. It's the worst part. But here, you can have it. So why are they giving us? I don't want the.
But-
I don't need the $10 bill.
but
You
again-
know what I need? When I go into Parliament or when I go to talk to the mayor, I want you to listen to me because.
But why would they listen to you when
Exactly.
when it's stated again? This country, America, which reflect Canada, stated the fact. This these countries are not made for you.
Yeah.
These countries made for white people.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
us. This is something that was politically clearly stated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? One always becomes stupid to the reality that we live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is why I said, like, my youth is growing. I got to bring him back home to touch land because no matter what I got to do, if something should occur, my ass is, I have my land. I'll go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't cry for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know like I mean, like why they're trying to come to like while we're over here getting bamboozled, they're trying to rip us off and build more shit on our land.
Absolutely.
And
So
telling
we
you that
gotta
there's
never
crime,
bring it up.
telling you that
Building
there's
big
crime, and telling
houses.
you not to go back and spend your money
Absolutely.
while they take your land.
Exactly.
I'm
because this again, if you look at the Wild West, this was the same way that it was done. Can't go to Arizona. That zone over there, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like like Billy the Kid and all them was robbing such and such. Oh, but we'll go in and buy as much as possible. You know what I mean? By the time you realize what it is, oh, you know, Billy decided to leave there and go to Texas. Like, you know.
Or they'll turn Billy into a criminal so they can take all of his stuff.
Exactly, right? But
not
this
have
is,
to
but
return it.
again, the trickery of what it is, and again, it's nothing new. Like I mean, we just gotta understand. You gotta look at it, see what it is. The same thing as though I was telling like Mike here about like I mean when he said it with Trevor Noah, like the term like when Trevor's talking about like the word the N word, right? The bombs, and he's like, yeah, like you know, I'm not used to like I'm used to the word kefa. That's the racist, like
That's
you know
their
what I mean?
N-word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Because like when I came to Canada as a child, I didn't know what the hell nigga meant. You know what I mean? Because like we didn't use it in that term.
Because you didn't need to. Everyone.
But here's the
Exactly.
thing: I didn't know it was bad either until I was there minding my business in grade 1, and somebody called me nigger, and then I had to go check with the
Right.
Black Caucus and come back and
Oh,
fix
you
their
really-
business.
Yeah, he's like, what? But that's what I'm saying. But
So where's it learned from? Where's it even learned
But what I'm
from?
getting at is like they utilize that word because that word itself, just the same as like the Exodus. I like for instance today, while I was watching soccer, a lot of people don't understand. Like you know, you see those people like Tunisia was playing. They're wearing a red hat. That red hat symbolized the black Jews. That's why, like Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, like Morocco, Saint Tome, like all these areas, for instance, in the Western Press. What I'm getting at is the term "nigger," like the N word came again. It's a Ethiopian word that came with the Moors, right? When they came westward and took Spain, went into Portugal, right? It meant king of king. So,
What?
like,
Negro meant king of kings?
King of king. Look like it. That's the word. That's the meaning of it.
I don't know about.
Negra, king
Negra.
of king.
I think that's what they
So
might
they
have said to him because they've never
use
never-
that. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. They use that
represent
because
him.
that word never exists in the the Latin dialect.
Did you say when the Moors came to Ethiopia?
No. When they left, like I mean, because the
When the
Moors
Moors left
when
where?
when the Moors was a tribe, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Northern from northern like Ethiopia westward Sudan, all that zone.
Yeah.
The
So when
Moors
they left
they
there-
went to Spain,
And when the Spanish
Portugal.
saw them,
right? When after the conquest, because Portugal had itself conquest,
no worries.
right?
But
In
you're
in
saying the
1500s.
Negra came from the
So,
Spanish people when they saw
when
the Moors.
when they
Okay.
no like what like the word when the Moors brought it there.
brought
them-
themselves there.
That when they manipulated a word because what were used, just the same as though like say for instance, and it plays out in society today like this. When you're like, what up, my nigga? Da, 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 yeah, what up? Like I mean, what do you see? White kids manipulated and followed.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I can't figure out why. You have a word.
Because
You have a word.
but this is what I'm getting at.
Why do you
this
need
was
mine?
this have always been a part of the process.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They use that to manipulate that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when the Moors, like, because when the Moors and versus like the Moors themselves was not just like the Moors was a tribe, but they're also the Muslim. But there's Muslims and Moors that came, right? The difference was the Jews, the black Jews of old, for instance, where, you know, like, you all see Lord of the Rings, right? No, but you know the
imaginary problems,
underground,
see?
like, you know where they say the health on the ground lives,
Okay.
right? The building on the ground when they have to go through the mountains and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't know that that's peace itself in history.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the Sudan and you go to Morocco, you go to that's
Oh,
where
okay.
the Jews, the black Jews, when they fled into Africa, they would build all these things.
When
This
they
was
fled
like
into Africa?
when they fled because of conquest. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
There's a lot of things to it. That's why till this day, when a lot of Western folks practice circumcision and all this shit, there's so much shit that also followed, like with like slavery in that sense.
Yeah.
That's how like a lot of folks off slave ship are descended from that, but most people don't know that because there's 3 levels of practice. You're born a Hebrew. You practice your religion as Muslim, and that's what it is. Like our Christianity. That's what's being
Oh, I
forced
like
to
how
me.
you just.
But
No, you said.
but-
wait.
No, go ahead.
You said you're born a Hebrew.
Yeah.
You practice Islam,
yeah.
and that's where we get
And
Christianity.
no, but that's what you also practice Christianity also.
But
Right?
you're saying something interesting that I think if you don't know, you won't pick up on.
No,
But you're saying
the,
you're aligning Hebrew
Yeah.
with Islam.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm talking from the black perspective as us. Because what people gotta
Who's
understand,
us?
black people.
So I think what I hear you saying
Like,
is that.
I'm giving this is not what I'm saying. This is historical facts.
Yeah.
Right, and I can give numbers here, dates when, because that's the thing. Again, as I say, once you start knowing history,
Yeah.
you start understanding the game and knowing how it's played better. Because when the nobody ever talked about the Portuguese conquest,
Yeah.
right? The Portuguese conquest itself was one of the first. They'll say the Spanish conquest, but the Portuguese conquest was like to basically, if you're a black Jew
Yeah.
that left after the Portuguese king left you there after they kidnapped 200,000 black boys and girls and brought them to Saint Tom off the coast of Nigeria. That's why they speak Portuguese on those little islands, right? A lot of these folks.
I think it was on.
Like,
it seemed like it was en route, right?
like
With
it's,
the Atlantic.
no,
it does.
it became a part
Yeah.
of it after.
Even
because,
to Angola.
because a lot of time they can be like. That's why till this day, you'll go. There's certain things like even the brothers and sister the what do you call them? The Ashanti warriors. Like beside the Ashanti, within the same Ashanti tribe, there is a lot of folks that practice and still practice the tradition of it. But so much people don't know
Of what the Ashanti.
like
people?
Hebrewism, like
Okay.
Jew, like
The
it'd be like
Jews,
the
yeah.
proper but most
Actually, I
people
shouldn't say
don't know what
Jews.
it
Jews is a very misleading word. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? But people don't know what it is. But what I'm getting at is again, once you start understanding the facts of the game,
Once you know your history,
exactly,
which is a very
you
important.
can't because when there was the boats were brought in the 1500s, like for instance in Portugal, there were black folks that sailed north. If you look at a map,
Yeah.
where are they going north? But
Cold.
but that's what I'm saying, right? Like nobody put that in play. This is how
What,
you know
that Africans traveled as well?
exactly. But this is how you know though, like they understood that there's other location on Earth.
Yeah, because you have merchants in the earth, and merchants travel and they
Exactly,
acquire things.
right?
And
So the game is they're always going to try to play this game and say, well, I understand that. Again, they try to whitewash. First, they tried it in Jamaica, it failed. They tried it in Cuba, it failed. They tried it in Brazil, it failed. You know what I'm saying? They've tried, and they're like the last guy from Cuba. He's like, yo, pick me up. I need to go. I have to go back to
it
Spain.
is the first card that they play, which is why this $10 bill issue is a problem.
Exactly.
The whitewashing of history is their
Exactly.
first card.
But
And
that's
this
where we
is
gotta get to.
2018, and they still do the
Because
same thing.
if something worked, why stop
Why
it?
change
Yeah.
it?
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If I'm out here busting nuts, bam, 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 making babies,
Why stop?
why stop?
Well, when your pocket short, yeah, that's exactly why you should stop it. When your pocket is short, you need to stop.
No. Pocket short.
Absolutely.
What do you mean?
Kids cost money.
You know what? I said it earlier, but the difference with this guy is, remember what I was saying? I had a scheme up my, if I would have failed in court, I would have just run back home to the old country And if they wanted money, I'll just be sure. I'll just send that money up.
You see,
That'll
that's
be minus.
the men always think of this. You guys always think like that. Oh, if woman tries to trap me, I'm just gonna go back to my country. And
why, like,
they never
as if-
think of I should wrap it up, or I should pull out. I
Yo,
should practice my pull out
talk
game.
to
What
my
about the
man.
kid?
Don't-
What about the kid?
This brother have mad kids.
What about the kid? You run away from the woman. You're leaving a kid behind to be trained by that woman. So
By that
everything you
system.
hate about that
No,
woman
no.
is going to be in your kid.
No, it
Because
depends.
I'm making sure of
It
it.
depends on the man. No, you
I'm
can't-
making
no,
sure
no,
that
hold
you.
on.
I'm making sure that I raise somebody you hate.
No, you're right.
Or
You're
that
right.
hates
But
you.
listen. It depends. It depends.
I'm
It
making
depends. You cannot put that. You cannot put every man in that same boat. Okay.
No, but you hear the first thing he ran to?
No, but he.
We were specifically
But
talking
when he
about
said,
deadbeat.
when he said, okay, so deadbeat, right? There's
Yeah.
different. There's level to this shit. There's like some guys. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell
think
you.
anyone wants
No,
to be
let me
part of
ask
any
you.
of the
No,
levels.
let me
Break it
tell
down
you. Let me
for-
break
no,
it
no,
down.
let me
for-
break
let
it
me-
down because you got the
Yeah,
experience.
let me explain to you how that shit goes, okay? So a deadbeat dad, you can consider a deadbeat dad as a person that just got up and left, didn't care about what the fuck you do with the kids. I don't care. And there's another people that become a deadbeat dad after trying over year and year. They say, okay, like, it's not working for me. She's not like, you know, she's not, you know, she's all caught up in her feeling to the point that she doesn't want to let me do what I'm supposed to do as a father. You know what? Therefore, I'm gonna just move on and do my thing.
Fight for your kid. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
yeah.
Fight for your kid.
But okay, that's what I'm saying. So it depends on what do you mean? Like they define fighting for your kid.
Fight for your kid. Go to
'Cause-
court. Do whatever you got to do
'cause if
to
you
fight.
keep going to
That's
the-
your kid.
Hold on, if you
Fight
keep
for
going
it.
to court,
Yeah.
right, and then it still you keep falling short,
Fight for your kid.
until when?
until you obtain.
Right?
Until you
But
get what you want.
Because
Fight for your kid.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like people do fight for their kids, and then they don't get the result that they aiming
Go
for.
back.
I mean, because there's so many women that come out and say, "Oh, this man is a deadbeat dad," but if you look at the resume, they haven't worked since the kid was born. Like they'll have a kid that's like 15 years old, they never work. They keep getting money from the
As a
government
mature-
and going to.
I'm
and
not
you're a
saying-
deadbeat
I'm not
mom.
saying-
You
I'm
know,
not
I thought
saying-
he meant the man. I'm like, wait a
No,
minute.
no.
I'm
no,
not saying there aren't women out there that
I
keep their
mean,
kid
you're a
away
deadbeat mom,
and
but
do
nobody
that.
talked about that side. That nobody
Yeah,
speaks
but-
about that. They always speaks about the
Because
man.
young
You
man-
know what I mean? But there's a lot of women here.
There's a
like since they
reason,
had
though,
kids,
there is
they're
a
like
word for
literally. That's the hustle. They'll do it.
No. When you see something like that in society where it keeps going back to something, there's a reason for it. So there's a reason why it gets blamed on the man first and not the woman, because the man is the one that carries the seed. He's the provider of his family,
That's
the
what
protector.
that's
so
what it's meant to.
it will go back to him because he is the one that this responsibility falls on in that way primarily. And is it up to him exclusively? No.
But no,
But
I don't.
it is
I'm
proper
not
that it
fighting
falls.
that.
It is
I'm not-
proper
it has
and
to
it
fall
is
on them.
orderly that it goes to the man first,
It has
especially
to.
because the man is the one that saw the woman, and she was doing whatever she was doing, and he said, I like,
And then what did
he went
and then what
in
did the
that
woman
same
do?
line. I'm
hold
not
on.
saying
What did the woman do?
that
Women see
women
me and
don't.
tell me she liked.
Thank
don't-
you.
I'm not saying that
It goes
women
both
don't
ways.
do that.
It
Because I hit the
both
gym a
ways.
couple times a day. Thank you.
I'm not saying it doesn't go both ways, but
Okay.
as the man,
Yeah.
you're the one that is pursuing and the one that is obtain. That's the role of the man. So there is a reason. It isn't just happenstance that it always gets blamed on the man,
It's also they say like the man can leave anytime he wants.
which is a fact.
Which
Yeah.
It's like
Facts.
Nah,
No, it's
this
not a
guy,
fact.
No, it's not a fact.
If I look at you, I can't say, "Oh yes, you have 3-4 kids or any kids for that matter." You can't. I would just be guessing or very maybe clairvoyant to know that. So
And you could lie.
That's what
It's
we're
so-
on.
Who can lie?
A man could lie.
And a woman
I
can't
I don't.
lie?
You could.
No.
You could run around this
You
earth
push
and have
the
4
person
women
is
pregnant.
in your body.
Woman,
There
okay,
are
but I
some
don't know.
women who
women
can
that have makeup on that ain't a lie?
Hey,
What
thank
the
you.
fuck are you smoking on?
Don't go left. Don't
Okay,
go left.
but
No,
go back to
no,
that.
no.
Go back to the
Heck
children
yeah.
thing. But go back to the children thing. I think it's a culture thing. Because if you want to speak about men running around, it only happens. Well, I can only speak from my own experience and what I was
What you
raised
witnessed
through
growing up.
and whatever.
Yeah.
So like back home,
Which
for
is,
example,
where's
which
that?
is Congo, right? Every
Ooh.
Congolese man will tell you back home when a woman have a kid, it's automatically the man's kid. So it's hard for a man to break up with a woman and leave the kids. Impossible. Nearly impossible. Because once that shit happened, that rumor comes out that man left his kid. It's like it's a shameful shit. Like it is, like you can be broke and has your kid, and the world will that the whole
They'll consider you.
they
okay,
will
he's a man.
respect you to that high level than you having $1 million and you don't follow, you don't take care of
take
like
care of your kids.
you're nobody. It doesn't matter. In fact,
Exactly.
even if you have your money, your own family will disown you.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
You know what I mean? But here, men do that. Why? It's not because and it's just I think it's the way the system is structured.
No,
Yeah,
any
I mean-
deadbeat's a piece of shit. I don't
We
give a
br-
fuck.
like we break up.
Okay.
The government automatically gives the kid to the mother because the women fought for that. You understand? Men did not fight for that.
It's not
you
automatic. That's not automatic.
That's
What?
another.
No,
that's
but
why you have
automatic.
No, I'm
to-
not talking about when you're common law. No, I'm not talking about when you're common law and everything. Like just boyfriend and girlfriend.
But you
No,
you
it's not
can't.
automatic.
That's just
I
understanding
can bounce
too.
and leave my kid.
huh?
I can leave my kid.
Which you're having a higher rate of women
I can have
doing
my.
now.
I can leave
Women
my
are
kid with
walking
a
out and
man.
saying, yeah,
It's
no.
not. It's equal.
I would love
It's
that shit
equal.
for my because I would love that. You leave me.
He's thinking about the check.
No, I don't care about the
No,
chicks.
but
I don't
like
even know
about
that
the
shit
check.
works.
No, but
I,
like,
no, I don't.
and
Honestly,
this- but
to
people
be honest
always-
with you, I give you my own. Again, I cannot speak with everybody, but I give you my own experience. You understand? Me, I left my baby mama, right?
What?
Of course, I left my baby
Shame.
mama.
He got
Shorty-
I don't care. I
No,
don't know.
Shorty went and took me to court thinking that I'm gonna. The reason why she took me to court because she thought if she takes me to court, I'm gonna run away. My issue with her wasn't because I was running away from my kids. I couldn't pay for my kids and blah blah blah. It was because I left her and I wanted to be my kid's life. Until today, I can show you my affidavits. I'm fighting for that for being in my kids' life. And then it's hard for me to even do that. Even the government, even though I provided everything, it's hard for me. I have a good income and everything else, but yet I still not.
Your child must
I
be
still
young.
not be in that level of. I'm still visiting my kid. Why am I? What? I'm providing. She doesn't provide. You want to know about her last income? Last year was $70. Who makes $70 a year?
So,
Wait, no. Let's be honest. Who files an affidavit saying that I make $70 a year?
hey, they have to.
I'm just saying.
They-
No.
They
Hold on.
have to look at.
So they're looking at my income, right? They're looking at my income sitting at 60,000. They're like, nigga. You know what I mean? If back home they be like, okay, this guy is capable of
But
taking
it's
care
not
of his
because
kid.
but it's not only that, right? Just because you can financially support your child doesn't mean that that's the only thing the child needs. And the judge will look at that. Your
A lot
child
of
must
that.
be young because as a child gets older and you as a man come and say, I want to claim him fully or want to have visitations, they'll consider that.
And then you know
right?
what she says when I do that? Oh, he works a lot.
Is
I
that the
don't-
truth?
I do work. I have to work.
Okay, and so they have to take that
in
into
order for
consideration.
so what do you want me to do? Stop working so I can be my
No,
kids?
I
You understand what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying because this was my situation with my dad.
Mm.
My dad worked. He worked up north for
Yeah.
months at a time, whatever. But he provided for me.
Mhm.
But my dad left my mom, had another kid, moved on.
Player.
No, so
I'm,
shit happens.
I'm the child though,
Mm.
and yeah, I didn't really want
Understand.
for anything. But what I see is you're gone, and yes, but I still need you.
Yeah.
I need you to call me. I need you to
Be present.
I need you to be present.
Now get
And
this.
I might have your money,
Mm.
which is what you as black men think that.
That solves everything, or that
Yeah,
speaks
and I
to
think
everything.
black women too almost like we've almost trained our men to be that while we take care of everything else. And then we take care of our kids' needs, everything, and then that man can come in, yay, okay, I'm going to work, and it just it like at some point that kid is gonna grow up, especially with you being separated from the mother, and you not liking the mother too much. You like the kid is gonna be hearing things. It may not be intentional things, but it's gonna overhear a phone conversation where this so and so took me to court, whatever. These are like the kid is gonna be sitting there in the middle, but your relationship is gonna be the one that's gonna be more strained because she's there all the time talking to that kid, nurturing that kid, and you're gonna be the one on the outside. So it's like I know you're working and stuff like that, but even like constant phone calls, be annoying. Honestly, be
But
annoying.
even though,
No,
but
but
you
they
know
love-
what? Even though the situation is okay, you say you love your child and you want to be in your child's life. One of the things that you do as a parent is you sacrifice. So maybe you say, I can't work X
the
amount
time.
of hours.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
but you see,
In
but,
front of the judge,
but
you say
wait-
that?
Yeah.
You crazy?
the judge is a person.
I did that.
The judge is a person, and they will be able to listen.
Yo, Orv is
No.
my witness. There's time that I literally forced myself not to like go 2-3 months not working, so I
That's
can.
not what we're
No,
saying.
like, but
We're
no, like,
saying
no,
that's
like,
what
like,
we're
no, just so I can go to court and prove that. Listen, I can work just as much as I can be my kid's life. You understand? But it did not work for me.
What did they say? They must have had a reason
My
why they
arrears
ruled
keep
against.
going up. And then guess what? Now I have to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like
Your
there's
arrears
so
were
many,
going up
there's so
because you
many,
weren't
there's so
paying?
many like,
Your arrears were going up because you
weren't
weren't paying?
working, weren't paying.
Yeah, you don't pay. You
Yeah,
don't
so
pay.
that doesn't.
So like
that's
if
not conducive though.
no,
That's not solving the
let's
problem.
okay. This is the problem with this. Okay, every year I make more. Every year
It
my
goes
income
up.
goes up, right?
Yes,
but when I
inflation,
when I
don't you
get laid
understand?
off, guess what? They're still charging me.
That's but in those times
You
when you
understand?
get laid off, you can always go back to the court and say I have.
Yeah,
I've-
but by the
I've
time
gotten
you do
laid
that,
off.
I've
I'm
done
just saying.
that.
No, I know it's gonna
I
take
know.
time, but I'm.
By the
just
time
saying
you
these
do
are
that,
the
you
things
you
they
have
can
no
do.
choice to get a job
Yeah, of course.
because you might apply today for that.
And it
There's
doesn't
the
go to
other
court
lawyer can
till
take
3 months.
a month to 2 months. That month,
Yeah.
you are weird because me, it got to the point I was paying $1,300 a month, right?
For
one
child.
kid?
No man.
Okay,
Me, I'm a
sorry.
boss like that. Don't
Sorry.
worry about it.
What? No. He's just busting nuts. I'm just
No,
letting
no,
you
That
know.
lady's
no.
not working anywhere.
Thank you.
For you, $100 a month.
You understand?
home, guys.
Thank you. So I'm busting my ass. So how you guys expecting me to be there for the kid when she's seen money and she has to bring me to court every time I get laid off?
So
Oh,
wait.
you gotta boom, I'm taking you to court. Boom, I'll take you to court. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind paying for that shit.
How many kids you have? With
I'll
her?
show you.
With her.
I'll show you.
It's all the same mother?
Yeah.
How many?
I'll show you. I don't like to talk shit. I'll show
With
you.
her, I like.
I
her
will
being
show
specific.
you.
Okay, how long were you with her?
Oh, we've been since 15 for 10 years.
Yeah,
So-
she's used to stuff.
So
She's
why,
used to
if she
certain
works to the
li-
good life,
She's
you let her
used
go.
to certain.
No,
things.
Like, okay,
it's
so
not even-
why you couldn't work nothing out with her?
No.
With what? Oh, women will beat her, man. She knows I can take care of my kids. She knows that. She knows how I am. Like me, she knows my relationship with my kids, how it is. She knows how much the kids love me. You understand? It's just that when we broke up, she took all that away from. Thinking that she's taking it away from me, but really she's not taking it.
You know
away
the,
So let me
funny, the
ask-
funny thing about that, you do that to a white man, he kills a bitch.
I'm telling you,
Every-
right?
and
He's like,
he's part
play
of them
what?
too.
How much a month? He's like,
You know what I'm saying?
You were together for 10 years before you had the kids?
No, with the kids, it was about like 7 years.
Did you ever like engage to her? Did you ever like make steps to marry her? Anything like that?
Absolutely.
Because like I don't understand why
Absolutely.
people like okay.
Absolutely.
If I want a family, if I ever envision myself
Why
with
would
kids,
I have that many kids with you if I wasn't planning on marrying you?
no.
And
why
why
didn't
would I
you
be
do
with
it
you
before?
for that long? Why would I be?
So why didn't you do it first? Why didn't you show her that she was worth it?
Okay, again, let's go back. I met this girl when we were like 15, 16 years
Well,
old.
right, okay.
This is junior high school shit.
So why didn't you
You
marry her
understand?
after university or after she was done school or you were done whatever you guys were doing? Why didn't you marry her?
That costs money. And plus,
So,
to be
which
honest,
is cheaper?
to be honest with you, no, forget the money thing. That's just me making up. To be honest, I personally don't believe in marriage. I like you. I don't need some person to come and sign paper to prove my love. I don't know.
Does she believe in marriage?
I don't know. We never spoke about that. But at the end of the day, that's my thing, right? If she probably does believe in marriage, that's her problem. But I personally, I don't see myself doing that.
Okay, where are these kids? You didn't show me how many kids you have.
Of course, you gotta look, man.
I just
Right now.
There was plenty. There was like 5.
No. Yeah, 5. See, those are the.
He has a tribe.
Hey,
He's a
move.
small tribe.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I'm
This
just
is all the
doing
same
a
mother? How come they
podcast
gradually
right
get
now.
lighter?
what do you mean
I'm
lighter?
just live on
No,
here.
this is a brand new.
So like,
this is a new one.
but,
This one.
I'm,
the
just,
one I
I'm
have
here
right
already.
now.
at
Oh,
the
you
office.
scooped
I'm
up all your
just,
kids and you
I was
went
waiting
to
for
No,
the
this
family
is all the
picture
same
video,
mom.
just,
What are you
uh,
talking
Even this one here?
No.
No, I
It's
just said
here.
this is the new one. This
So
is
that's
the,
what I'm saying. You scooped them all up and you went to get a family picture. You scooped up all your kids.
Yeah,
You
I'm
got
just-
them all
I'm
together.
just-
This one is
So
light.
this is a different mother.
This is a different mother.
Yeah.
All
I'm
those
just
two
live
are
on
the
here
same
though.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so-
those kids are gonna be.
Come on.
Anyways,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's not like
Okay, wait.
that's why I don't believe there's deadbeat dad out there. There's always a story behind it. You cannot just look and be like Yeah,
There's
because she
deadbeat
said
dad.
that he's not around, blah, blah, blah. It must be true. There's always a story behind that.
Fuck a story.
Because me personally, even though I'm paying, even if I'm looking good at the in front of the government, I feel like I'm not doing my job as a father.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I'm provide everything. I'm fucking great. Like this girl cannot come out and
He
say
said
that.
I'm
Oh,
great.
yeah. This girl, or any judge in this town cannot come out and say that. Oh, this guy's a deadbeat. Because to
I
them,
think you're-
I'm looking perfect.
I think deadbeat. I don't know if deadbeat is the term, but I think men miss a whole other situation. I'm looking at your kids. How old is that
Spending
baby?
time with the news.
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
How far between you breaking up with this girl, you had this new baby?
7 years now.
7 years between you.
The oldest one is 12. We broke
How
up
old
when
is the youngest?
the youngest one.
Actually, I don't even really care, honestly.
But the
because-
whole point.
I just don't.
I think
You know you care.
No,
I-
Yeah.
I actually don't.
Yeah, I
Give
mean-
some spice.
But
I
anyways,
don't.
what he said.
You have 3 kids with this woman,
Yeah.
and you moved on.
Hell yeah.
Why didn't you marry that girl?
It didn't work out. Have you ever
But
seen?
it would have. You have a 12-year-old
You
kid.
need to ask why didn't it work out.
Thank you. That's the question you need to
That's
ask.
the one.
No, but to me it didn't work out. Why didn't you? You have a 12-year-old.
There's a you need to.
No.
Okay,
the-
why
well,
didn't
they
why didn't
can't.
it work out? Why
It
didn't
didn't
work
work out
What would
because-
she tell me?
What was
Why
she,
did
I like
What
that.
would
What
she
would
tell
she
me why
say?
it didn't work out?
why would she tell you?
Yeah.
Me personally, it didn't work out because there's
Hey,
certain.
wait,
there's-
no, that's not what she said.
Yeah.
She said, "What would she tell me if if we were to ask her why didn't it work out? What would she say?"
I don't know because I left her. So it's.
Oh, you left.
I left her.
You
I
see,
don't
this
know.
is
So-
also an
so
indication
it's
of
not.
a
It's
problem.
not.
This is why
This
Why?
is an indication. The fact that you don't know or you don't want to say why she would say
Because
that
that doesn't matter
relationship-
to me.
It.
Not
it
to
should-
you, but we're
I
trying
don't.
to gain
But
understanding.
I'm saying though, like if you ask me that question, she only her can answer that.
Okay, so
'Cause
why
I
did
don't
you
really
leave?
know what goes through her head.
Why did you
So
leave?
then, yeah.
I left because my goals and her goals did not meet. That's what I'll say. My goals, what I see myself in 10 years, what I was planning to do, and what I've done,
Yeah.
I didn't see her wanting to do like my goals or hers was not the same. I want to get things done and everything else. She realized that she can get money from government. She's comfortable living in a government housing. I'm embarrassed if I find myself in there. That's my standard. And we fought over that. That's like the main thing that I.
Were you living with her?
Yeah, but I left for that shit. I'm not gonna be.
So
in the
why
government
didn't you
housing.
move her? Like why?
I tried that. That's what I'm saying.
You
We tried
packed
that.
up and moved?
My mom looked at me.
If she wasn't comfortable, I know women enough, being a woman, that women like to be comfortable. So if you're trying to tell this person that this is not a good situation, we should move on, something tells me that she was not comfortable.
And she made it clear.
Maybe you're I want to say that maybe you were starting from the beginning with whatever it is you're doing today, presently.
Mm.
So she would have had to say, "Let me rough it out with him." With some uncertainty, she probably didn't feel comfortable.
No, with her, and one thing I can give her, she was vocal with why she didn't want to move out of those things.
Why?
Again, the main thing was because of she's getting the money, and she felt like if she moved,
she would stop getting the money.
she would stop getting the money because.
So he must not have been making what he's making today at that time,
You know what I
because
mean?
she couldn't see the money.
She wasn't comfortable.
She
No,
felt
like-
she was.
like,
she wasn't comfortable
He wasn't
trusting
the
him
way
with-
he's providing today is not how he was providing back when he was having the conversation with her. Because first of all, to even get government
No.
housing, you have to have a certain level. So for them to be in that situation, the
No,
level
there's so
was
many
a-
things
was a
like
certain
it's
place.
just so many things like she did not tell
She
me.
did not believe in him.
No,
she did
it's
not
not
see
that.
the
She didn't-
vision.
It's
Yeah,
not
she
that.
didn't.
It's,
She
like,
didn't
it's
see
just
the
like
vision.
when we broke up. That's when I seen everything clear. Like me, like I said, I'm a first generation in Canada. In as far as my family goes,
Born
to
in
have
Canada?
Kids here, no, to have kids here. You know what I'm saying? So this going through court and stuff like that. No, we didn't even know that. I didn't even know that kids. When you have kids,
The court said anything to you.
The government gives you money. For
Is she
kids.
from Congo too?
No, she's
No,
born. She's a
she's
white.
white. Didn't
Like
you see the
you.
kids?
No, the baby was white. The
The-
other
the
ones
kid-
are white
all
too.
the kids were
Yeah, they're
mixed.
all white. They're all white. I
Look
know.
at this man, the
They changed.
complexion, the melanin.
Okay, now
Did
hold
you
on.
see how light those kids were?
Now there's a actual other kind of conversation now. I thought the girl was black.
No.
Oh, I knew she wasn't right away.
I thought the
knew.
little baby
From
was.
your court, I said, no, it's not a black.
Oh,
From
okay.
you
Well,
said
then you
court,
look
I
for your
knew.
stuff. Sorry.
Thank you, right?
You look for it. You look for it.
No,
You
no,
look for it.
no.
How do you have found
I'm telling
a
you,
nice
that's what I'm-
sister? You probably may not.
You be living in peace right now.
Right.
If If it
With,
was
and
a
those
black
would
girl,
have been all
Even
of your
if it was,
children.
I'll say even
Yeah.
an African girl because she knows the rules
She
and
would
the
have at
laws.
least supported you. She would have said, "Let me try,"
But it's the
and with the
system.
vision.
Yeah,
No.
but
What system?
No, it's
You
the
don't-
system.
he doesn't
No,
get
I
it.
understand what you mean.
She would have at least said, let us
Hey,
do
Mike
this
said-
together.
Mike
Yes,
said to
yes,
say
yes.
what's up,
I got
Bobo.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he says say what's up.
Say what's going on, man.
A African woman, I'll say African.
No,
she
you're
would
right.
understand the program,
You're right.
how to treat a black
You're
man,
right.
how a black man needs to.
She
feel.
would have been willing to take the jump with you.
You
Exactly.
are absolutely right, but it's the system for them here. White
Yeah, because
people.
they can-
You understand?
So wait.
And therefore, I can only do as far as it go. I can only do my part. Based on the culture and the knowledge I have,
Yeah.
I have
Well, you
to
know
do
what's
my
interesting?
part.
Wait,
And also,
you went, so you knew all of this with these 3 kids, and
Thank
7
you.
years later,
You-
you
you
jump
said-
back in.
on what?
Who's that baby?
No,
with?
that's a different woman. That's not.
But
the
it's
same
not
woman.
a black
Is it a
woman.
black woman?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
No.
You
How
touched
many-
on just what you
No,
said.
but listen,
Was just what
but
I was
listen,
about
listen,
to say.
But listen, no. Every black woman that I met, they're not the same. The way you're thinking, I know so many women that don't even think like that. Most of women,
So many
hold on,
black women?
women, they even call themselves thoughts. Like they actually go out. They have I know a group of women that only go and
I
target
want to
different.
say something, but it will sound very detrimental to my people because I have a feeling that these particular ones that are calling themselves thought are from a certain place in Africa. But I will hold my tongue. I won't say because I know some people.
You know
how
what I mean?
they,
So you cannot say it.
I won't say it.
No,
But-
go ahead, say it.
But
say
you
it,
know
say it,
what?
say it.
Somalian women's?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Somalians are good.
No, that's
What
a
do you say?
misconception.
They're
Just
good,
because
they're
I
good
wear a hijab doesn't mean I don't know how to pull it up.
Hey.
Anyway, that's
No,
the
no,
next
I'm
thing.
saying like the
Bang,
thought,
bang.
like why
No,
women
what
say
I
it?
will say though is, you know, my mom used to always have the saying, you sleep with dog and you rise with flea. So if you
Exactly.
are talking to many black women and they all have this common thought, I would check,
No,
I
I'm
would
not
say to
talking, I'm
you,
not
I would
talking.
say, I would then look at you and say, you know, maybe there needs to be more consideration in the company you keep.
No, what I'm
And
what I'm
honestly,
saying-
I'm listening to you, and I'm honestly, I feel like you probably have a type, and your type hasn't changed that much over the years, from when
How?
you. How can I tell that?
yeah, because you're
Because
wrong.
I
but go
because I
ahead.
listened to your story of 7 years of trial and tribulation with this woman that you met when she was 15,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually pretty interesting. Because 15, I feel like you're not so shaped. Like
Mm-hmm.
at 15, you could be. There's still room to bend and grow. So it's interesting
Still
that
learning.
you're with. Yeah, that's interesting that you could be with this person from 15 and 7
25,
years. Yeah,
26.
and it still didn't. You know, and you're surprised and you're learned so much after you stepped away rather versus being in it. Because I feel like the both of you would have been growing together, and depending on the both of your mentality, you know. But it sounds like you were a young man and you were
Her
learning.
dad was-
You were
her dad
learning
was
as
a
you
racist
were
and he
growing.
wanted to pick
No.
a point to her dad.
Exactly. But anyways.
Yeah, but then you guys
No,
participated
but
in
listen,
life.
but no, but listen, no, but the whole no,
I would have sent him a book.
How did I don't think my life is ruined. Like,
I didn't
to be
say
honest.
ruin.
Oh, okay.
I just said with your own life. He said someone else said ruin, and I
just
said with
said
your
ruin.
own life.
but no,
'cause
but
I
like,
wouldn't
to me, really, at the end of the
added
day, when I'm with a person, I don't go and look for the bad things they do. Like when I get me personally, okay, the way we are raised, if you find a partner, that person's supposed to be your backbone. You go do
each other.
what you gotta do and have a comfort. That person is your comfort. The woman I'm with right now is my comfort. That woman can speak to me. We can
So
talk.
7 years from now,
For what?
she will be your
Exactly.
comfort.
Mm-mm.
We've been together for 7 years. For
The
8
new
years
one?
now.
The new
yeah,
one.
before we have the kid.
These timelines aren't adding up, man.
How?
But
Listen,
okay,
15
no
to
problem.
25. How old do you think I am?
I don't know.
Okay,
thought
but you
the
have a 12-year-old.
I thought the 15
I have a
to
12-year-old.
25 was the first one.
No. Okay. Oh my God. I can not understand this. We've been together from 15 to 25.
The
That's
new-
10 years, right?
The old one.
The old one. I had him when I was 18.
There was
okay?
3 of
So
them.
they're all 2 years apart.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! Like you guys don't understand that. So in that 10 years period,
You had 3 kids.
I had kids with that woman, but
But
we
you were
broke
with
up.
the
I
new
broke up.
one.
Listen, I broke up with the
old
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
Right. When the first kid
Yeah.
was 4, the second one was 2016. 2006, the first one was born. 2008, the second one was born. 2010, the third one was born.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And then we broke up. 2018, I've been with the one I'm with right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense now? Why
Now,
the
yeah.
8 years works?
Okay.
Okay.
And so
No,
7
yeah.
years from now, you will still.
So
be
8
with
years
this
later,
one. Uh-huh.
I had a daughter with this one. Does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Or do
And so 8 years from now, you will also still be with this one.
things happen?
So why would-
Okay, hold on. Your dad was married to a black woman, right?
Yes.
Had you, right?
Yes.
Why did it break up? Things didn't work out. Like,
I'm not
and
saying
how
no,
long- how
but
long
my
they were
dad,
together? Yeah.
married my mom.
I know, but how long
So-
they were together? That's even worse. You married the person and then you broke up with the woman after having the kid. I would
That's
question
the way
that more
things
than
are
having.
supposed to be.
No, but I would
But
question
Choose,
that.
choose me first.
I know, but
You don't think,
That's
especially
right.
black women will
I
live
agree.
with this garbage, but white women will not live with this.
That's
You
what
gotta
I'm
marry
always-
them.
That's what I'm surprised.
That
You
didn't
gotta-
happen in my case, so I don't
And
know.
so
It's hard for me to believe
wait.
that.
So the second one doesn't want to be married?
What do you mean?
The one you're with now, she does not want to marry.
I don't want to marry.
Okay, but does she want to marry?
She want to marry. She can want all she want.
Oh,
I don't
she's
want to
a-
marry.
We already know you don't want to marry.
Yeah, so
we want to know
she wants
you
to marry,
know-
but I said no. I don't want
Oh,
to
that's
be married.
nice. You know
Right?
what?
That's why
Eventually,
you can't say
it's
about
gonna
next
catch
year.
up.
And
Yeah.
if it happened, it's not. But for right now, I don't want to marry because I want to reach my goals first, and then get to that. I don't want to marry right now. Marriage is
So
not
wait.
my number one priority.
I find it funny when I hear people say, "I don't want marriage, but I want you to give me everything that a marriage includes."
Exactly.
I feel like-
you're living with this woman. You have kids. I don't know.
'Cause-
I feel,
Okay, so-
I feel like your goals make sense. You want to get somewhere. You want to obtain your goals. But if that's what you want, you should be single.
Why would I be single?
So that you have the full focus of your concentration in your mind to
Okay,
drive
hold
for your
on.
goals.
Why is it so important? Because me personally, the reason I never took that step to get married is not because I don't want to get married. I don't see the important
is a-
things on
there
it.
is
So
a-
since you guys want to
there
talk,
is.
we keep bringing up the marriage. I want to know. I want to get your input in this married thing. And are you guys married?
I am not married.
I'm not married.
Yo,
So none of our kids.
No, the only
What are we
reason.
doing
no,
here?
let me-
What
let
are
me-
we
let me-
doing?
No, listen. The only reason
Orville, what are we
the only
doing?
reason I bring up marriage is because
You're
if
splitting
you
it
now
let
up.
you
me,
guys
I
have
don't
kids.
have kids though.
No, you
I don't have kids though.
You don't have
I
kids.
have a son
Why aren't you married?
because I did not want to marry the man that I had a child with. And to be honest, it
How
was
long you
kind
guys were
of-
together?
We weren't together very long. It was a very unexpected situation that
How
led
long?
to
How long
very
you guys were together?
Not long.
What's that long? Give me a number.
Not long.
Give me a number.
Not long.
Give me a number.
That's all I can say.
Overnight sensation.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, give me a number.
It wasn't. It was.
Give me
The
a number.
time was too short for me to consider extending it, granting him an extension. But out of it came a son, and he's wonderful. But
There you
but
go.
you know what,
Like,
though?
we're in the same boat.
But
Like, why
not
are you
really,
playing?
because one thing I refused to do is I refused to play house. So the men that I dated after, I never lived with them. Until today, I haven't lived with a man because I didn't want to be in a situation where I played house with someone. So I don't want you to, I don't want everything from you as if you were my husband, and I don't want you to get everything from me as if you were my wife if we aren't going to really do that. So I don't believe in the playhouse business because I just think it doesn't make, it's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, in my opinion. And I think marriage is an institution that God created. It has a purpose, and it has
What's the purpose? I wanna
it
know.
has a purpose, and it has blessings that are attached to it.
I
So
wanna
when
know
you
those.
do it, when you're ready and when you're prepared, my expectation is for those blessings that God was talking about, for him to rain down those blessings in my union with my husband. So that's one of the reasons I don't want to shortchange myself with
Marriage
the
is
1
not
foot
created
in.
by God. Marriage is created by
And the 1
king
foot
and,
out.
the old king and queen, just the same thing as ideals were created by.
Because me at the end of the
king
day,
France.
I'm using
Okay.
the word marriage. When we talk about scripture, that's not what it was called. So I will only
Oh,
agree
okay.
with you.
Mergers.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that point. That's not what it was
So
called
what's
when
the
we first read about the scripture.
my question goes back. So what's the importance of marriage?
I think the importance of marriage is
What is it? Yeah.
two people who are making a decision to commit to one another based on whatever your criterias are, and to build a life together, possibly a nation to come out of that,
Yeah.
goals to be reached, a life to be lived, children to be raised, if that's what you guys choose for one another.
Yeah. But see me.
And wait a minute, sorry. There's other things too that you're going to discover about yourself by virtue of being married.
Yeah.
About being a lover, being a friend, being a better man, a better human being, being a father. I think your character's tested in ways that outside of that union isn't really doesn't come up. So it serves many purposes. You learn about relationships. You learn about a woman and all their uniqueness. You get to learn different levels of love, affection, attention. And I think what I think there is a difference, especially for a woman, when that comes with that commitment from the man to say, I'm going to marry you and take you completely off the mark and be completely responsible for you.
But why you make
versus-
it sound like that? Like completely off the. You got. Are
Because-
you guys on the
because
market?
you're
Like, I
talking-
don't get
no,
it.
no,
Because-
but you understand
because
what I'm
the-
saying. Well, if I have a ring on my finger or whatever symbolizes my I'm committed, whatever that is, you can't just talk to me. You think if I'm sitting here married, I'm just gonna let you have any old conversation with me and treat me any old way?
But I don't
that's
understand
odd though,
that.
like,
Yeah.
because you would think if a woman is talking to a man or with a man, she would already
No,
have a
like,
concept
'cause
of that.
they-
Of course she does.
That's what. It's another thing why it turns me off about
a
this
lot of
marriage
times,
thing.
and the same thing that like even Ti was passing this thing around about marriage and why a man doesn't want to marriage.
Why he
Because
doesn't?
no, like just man, like, and it's from a female doctor, and she's saying it's because man loses a lot of their self. They lose friend, they lose like appeal to certain things because they understand like the commitment. But it's
Yeah,
the
of
woman
course.
that win. But I guess.
I don't think so. I disagree. I think
it's
marriage.
North-
I think marriage
it's
is
North
is
America.
beneficial. I think both people
Exactly. That's
have
what
the
I was gonna
potential
say.
to benefit.
I think it's a North American concept of what it is, where it's like, well, if I take some, you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
like,
that's
if,
not
If you
marriage.
come together, no matter what it is, it's like me and my flocks, my garden. When we come together, my garden produce good stuff for me to eat, and I produce water and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how would that garden
Yeah.
feel if
If the
You
rabbit
want to
go
just
there-
rent her?
if you were
don't
just
get it.
if you didn't own the land that it was gardening, if you
Be
just
honest.
rented the
Okay,
land,
this
if you
is
just
this is my thing.
And you can walk away at any time.
Exactly.
Okay, this is my thing. This is
but
my thing.
My garden wouldn't be flourishing if I just get up and walk away.
Because me, it like this.
would?
Even
It would,
even when
it
I,
would,
even
yeah.
if I'm
Like, yeah.
married, and things are not going the way it's supposed to go, and it's just not working out, I'm gonna end up walking out anyway.
You
So,
see, but
understand?
you see, though,
But hold
that's
on.
the thing about marriage. Marriage isn't something that it doesn't fit
You can
me
just-
today.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
yeah,
it
but
off.
same
This
thing with
is-
relationship. It's not like that
though,
either.
this is- wait. Marriage, and also you're right, and you, like I said, you will learn that in
Relationship-
marriage because you've made a commitment to this person by I'm not even gonna say by paper and marriage certificate, but by your
verbal.
word.
But that's what I do. I already do that with my women. I already
You
told
say
her-
that you
like,
do
my
that.
wo-
But
my women, my
you
women.
say
like,
that you do that, but you don't because you
Why?
said, "What if it doesn't work out?"
No, I'm
You know
talking about
many
marriage.
things-
Even marriage doesn't work out. What I'm trying to, well, my whole point is like when it comes
could
to
just be a
when
situation.
when it comes to the relationship, you gotta know what you're looking for. If you're looking for comfort, trust, whatever you guys are looking for. Once you obtain that, you don't really need that. My woman knows he can talk to any man. He knows his limit, her limit. I don't need to be like, you have to have a ring for a man to. No, I want men to approach my woman and tell my woman, oh, you're hot. I want that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want my woman to be like, oh, I can't talk to you because I'm married. Look at my ring.
No,
Da, da, da.
yeah,
Or
this is not
men-
really.
No,
yeah, this is
nah,
not really. That's not really an issue. But I brought that.
I don't
want
want to. On top of, I don't want the woman. I don't want to make it look like I own you now.
You
maybe
do
like,
though.
Yeah, but like,
you should almost
There's
feel
part-
that way.
but like I want
agree.
I want my
I
woman.
agree to it.
You should be
I
proud.
agree.
No, but I want my
I agree
woman.
to an
See what
extent.
you mother effers are saying? You know what they said earlier? That if the woman have my kid, I can kick off the ninja, kick off the door, and come in. But
No,
I
no,
do
no.
want me to
Having
own
your
it.
kid- having your kid-
Good point. That's
No. Don't.
Yo,
having your
I'm
kid,
you was paying
Don't misrepresent because you were just talking about the rights you have fathering a child,
Like, you
not
mean
the
like-
rights that you have making a
I'm talking about
commitment to
my
a woman.
child and
No,
my child.
if you marry me
being
and
a
I
better
have the
father.
kid, two different rights.
And it's two
So
different rights.
I own that ass then. Like if I'm Mario, I
Ben,
own that
my
ass.
friend, my friend,
and like,
let me, lest you forget, this is co-ownership. So as much
Ain't no
as you would,
co-ownership.
it's co-ownership
Yo,
because when
my
I
God.
get up and I say I want some, you can't tell me no. So it's co-ownership.
Ain't
Sit down.
like, ain't no
Getting all
co-ownership.
excited because you get licensed. Forgetting that the license goes both ways. Please.
No,
man.
Like
You
yeah,
see
around
what I
these
mean?
parts, is who was swinging, down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See,
okay,
that's
but
the
you can say
problem-
that, but
that's
suppose
the
I have
problem
3
with
baby
playing
daddies.
house, though. That's the problem with playing house.
Oh, so you want to be what's her name?
I'm just saying,
what's the
Don't
name?
say anything. Answer the question.
Suppose I have 3 baby
Answer the
daddies.
question. What if you come
what's
to the
the
fridge
singer
and baby
name?
daddy number 2 is
she-
already looking in the fridge? What you have to say?
I'm always good
Are you
with-
just gonna wait
I'm
your turn and
always-
be like, just pass me butter too
Exactly.
while you're in there?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I don't
Whatever.
fight over that. Like me as a man, a long time I understand. I do not. The only issue I have is like if a sucker is around my son and he put his hand on my son,
It's a
like
problem.
if my son is wrong, and you know what I mean, and the man is taking care of helping out with my son, and
That's
the mom,
different. We're mutually
That's
raising
all
this
good,
person.
right?
That's
Like,
I'm
We're-
saying,
it's a tribal
I'm saying
bond.
the same way you
Yeah.
want to come in my fridge. My son,
as
might,
a person
you
who
wanna,
just fathered someone, not that you
Exactly.
said to the woman, "I am now your sole
Exactly.
provider
No,
and
no,
care
no,
and
I
doing
mean,
everything."
Like, put it this way, my God genetics allow me, and I'll tell you this, and this is for any woman out there in La La Land. If I give you my seed with my God genetics, that means I have all right into your home.
You
your
know
home.
what? When
you
I
don't.
hear you, when I hear you,
It's my God
you know what?
genetics.
I feel
When
sorry for the
no,
lady a
No, no.
little bit.
When I hear him, I feel like this is the marrying type. He's saying I'm either all in or not at all.
Exactly.
This is someone who marriage is suited for because he's
That's
saying
it.
if I give you my seed, which is precious,
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me no on anything.
Yeah, there's
and
no
I think
side way
that's
with it. Like,
fair.
I'm in. I
But
like
this
to be
guy
like
needs to
you.
come with a marriage proposal, and when he comes, no, seriously, and when he comes, he would be serious. The part now that you'd have to work out is the other frames of mind and monogamy. But he's saying he's talking like I want all or none, and all or none is marriage
No, but
kind of thought.
that's who I am.
I never met a man that
no, but
doesn't
that is
want
why
all
I
or
want.
none.
That is
All
why
men
I
want all or
another
none.
kid.
No, but you're not even saying all or none.
Yeah,
You're-
no,
no.
you're
At
not.
the end of
You're
the day,
not.
you've said a million times, if
I
I,
don't
want to
want.
leave, if I want to leave,
No,
if
it's
I
not
wanna
if I want to
wanna
leave. No,
But that's what you said.
What I'm saying that is that the same way you're thinking that, oh, because you're not married, you can leave. I say it's the same way as a person who's married can also leave. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that if I want to.
Okay, but show that woman that
because
you made a commitment.
I've shown so my relationship I've been through is I lasted longer than most married men I know.
That's not that.
You know what
I'm
I mean?
not
Like,
complimenting
you
you
know
for
what I'm
that.
saying?
I know
Like,
you're
you
trying
know
to
what I mean?
say
Like,
like
what
I
I'm
should
trying
give
to
you
say
credit
is
and
like,
I'm not
no,
giving
that-
you
It's
that.
not even about
that's
laying
the
the
show.
crime.
No, that's
it's
the
more
show.
like why can't you just be like, I'm done. This
Done
is
with what?
her. This is her. This is her. I choose her.
This is her until it
Well,
doesn't
choose
work
her.
out. It's same thing if I'm married.
Choose
If
her.
I'm like for example, if I marry her today, right? I said this is it. This is her. 5-10 years from now, shit doesn't work. This is not her. I move on. It's
You've
just
made
how
a
shit
commitment
works.
and you've chosen
It's
her.
gonna work like that.
You've chosen her.
No.
You
Yeah, if
haven't-
it doesn't work, then if it doesn't work,
It's not about if it
so
doesn't
if she
work.
does, if she want to walk away,
He's
then what
right.
happens?
It's not about. You're talking like someone who has the privilege of putting one foot in.
No,
and one
it's
foot
not
out.
that. You're getting
but
it
that's
wrong.
what it sounds like because marriage isn't like that. Marriage, and that's why
Choosing-
you have to do the work. Like you said, that you've been with this person 8 years before you had children with them, which means you took time to say, "Let me see what this person is about. Let me see." If we are good together and if we're on the same page, you took that time. You've made an assessment. So if you've now come to the sense where you said, "All right, this can work," and you have children with the person, which is a forever. That's past marriage, really, because that's forever as long as that child is on the earth. Then you making the next. Well, this shouldn't be the next step, but a step like marriage is important. I'm not trying to force you into it, but I'm just trying to show you the difference. But what you're saying is, well, maybe it's the lick for 5 years.
No, because no.
But that's what it sounds like.
No, I
the lick for
understand.
5
What I'm
years.
trying to say is that
But marriage is like this.
people the only issue I have is people put more
Weight in marriage.
yeah on marriage when I know people that been together for 15-20 years. They haven't been married, they've been together like they've been
And
they
I
raised their
bet
kid
you,
well,
and I
like
bet you the woman feels a way about it. I bet you the
because
woman
of the
feels-
society we're in.
I bet you the
Because
woman
because
feels
of
a
the
way
society
about
we're
it.
Look
in.
at Goldie Hawn and what's name, for instance.
Yes,
Those
and
guys
they've been married off and on to each other more than once.
Like really?
Yeah, really.
Like I thought they were in married. All.
No, they try. Remember, you have to
They
to
live-
pardon certain people because they came up in this society, so they did what they saw everyone else doing. And
That's what I'm
their parents
saying.
doing, so they
That's
got
what
married.
marriage to me looks like.
To me, what I think is, I think marriage.
Everybody want to get married because that's the normal
I
thing to
think
do.
marriage is significant because it's something, or a union is significant because that's something God gave us. And I don't think God gave us something to trip us up or that was less than good or great. What I think is more important is people understand, okay, when I say marriage, what does that mean to you? What do you think of when
So
I say
like-
marriage? And then also, what are your expectations? And let's shape this to be something that works for you and
But let me
I.
ask you a question.
Right?
So if that's what God gives us, why the hell did God like you think God's a tricker?
Not at
Like,
all.
No. Let me break it down to you like this. Why?
My answer's going to be no after you say what you say, just so you know.
Why is us man have so much sperm that we can continue to breed? You know, you could knock a woman up like
He's a West
like,
Indian man, definitely.
This is you know what? I don't like these kinds of comments because they're so
I'm-
nearsighted.
I'm just asking
They're
a
near-
question.
No, just answer the
It's
question.
A question.
It's a question, regardless.
All question needs
Because let me give it to you like this.
Okay.
Because in that same book, God said, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Thank you. So that's why I need to have 3 or 4 wives at once. Like a
No,
real player
not
should.
at all. You see, that's to me
What
when
I'm
I
saying, like,
when
you
I
know-
let me tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I want to be
Fruitful with one person because there's
No
a
woman
blessing.
can't have 20 kids at once.
Then you shouldn't either,
I'm
and
just
that's
trying to
telling you
bang, bang, bang,
something.
and, you know what I mean?
Again, you cannot be in 20 people's lives.
You know,
I can't.
just because
I-
something might be lawful doesn't make it expedient. There's a blessing in being able to be with one person and learn the different levels and go to different depths with the one person. That's not a limitation or it's not a debilitation because it's limiting. And I don't like that kind of argument that, well, if I have all of this, why should I only share with one person?
Just
Because
saying.
there's wisdom in it. That's why.
See, if you go back to the old days, man was marrying, like wise man like myself had 3 wives. You know what I mean? Some had 5. How much house did Solomon have?
I don't disagree.
How much
with
house
King.
did Solomon?
That's King.
So he's not a king?
Wait, let me break
No.
it out.
So when he's at the house, he's not a king?
Yes.
When he's at the house, he's not a king now.
Thank you.
Which house?
You guys are.
When he's married and everything. When he's
If I'm
married,
in my household,
Yeah.
aren't I king of my castle?
In your
If you read about
household.
the-
But also my
if you
bloodline
read-
comes from royal blood.
There you go.
On my grandpapa's side.
know what?
I can prove that over and over. So aren't I supposed to have as many wives as Solomon if that is my descendant?
So you
You
guys-
guys
so you
want
guys
to
are
claim
gang-
the King Solomon argument,
that-
but
that-
don't want to do the work that King Solomon did.
I want to do all the work. Don't get me wrong. I want to get up in the
Here's
morning,
the
break
thing,
it
though.
off, then go outside and get my working out.
Here's the
then
thing.
come back, break it
You're
You
off.
just
not
said that
taking
you
it
were. You just said that you were taken to court 4 times.
That's okay.
Imagine you had 3 baby mothers
Sure.
taking each
They wouldn't take
one
me
of
to
them.
court that
Who
much.
told you that?
They-
Who told you
they
that?
got-
Why? Because the one thing I know about myself is fool me once, shame
You'll
on
be
me.
fooled again.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Actually,
You know
3
what?
times a nigga ain't gonna get fooled.
this one,
He's on the
This
same
one-
path.
No,
wait,
I'm-
this
you're-
one
wait,
had
wait.
3 with the one,
Yeah.
and then moved on and had a next one.
Oh, yeah.
This one said, and to his record, we only see the one child.
I only got one in
So
here.
Yeah.
he followed to his word. Well, only one we know. We didn't say you didn't get the next one pregnant.
No, no, no.
We just said-
I-
I'm not saying
I-
though.
Let me ask you, what did you do differently? What did you do differently with this one, with the new one?
But no, we have the same understanding. She, we have a goal set. She works. She does it. She does the things that I, as a man.
But you met
Believe.
a teenager, and you're expecting this teenager to work.
No, because no,
You-
because no.
At 18, I didn't
Listen,
even have a job, and
I
I
had a
wasn't
job.
planning to.
I had a job.
job.
I had a job.
and
You
I-
had a
So
job.
And that's you as a man. I'm
be-
talking as me as a girl. With and when did you have a kid with her?
18.
18.
I was. Well,
Same
why?
time.
What is she working for?
When
She
was
just
your-
got out of high school.
She's probably
What do you
still
think
in
Wild's
high school.
doing?
You are a man. You have
Oh.
a different situation. You were pregnant. You didn't. You were
What
pregnant.
do you mean? She had the kid. I was there. We
That's
all
why I
had
said
it.
there's no such thing as 50.
What are you talking? Exactly.
There is
So,
50-50.
How?
There is 50-50
There's no
because
such
You
thing.
said that's not 50-50.
No,
She carried
there
it.
is
She did
50-50.
this. You telling me
There is
pretty much she have
50-50.
everything. She did everything. I
There's
didn't do
no
shit.
such thing as it's the illusion
You know
of
what's
50-50.
funny though?
You just said
After
that.
he had the first one at 18, he went back and had another
Another
one.
one.
No.
Knowing she didn't work.
No, listen,
no.
What did
listen,
you
listen,
get 2
listen,
years
listen,
later?
listen.
So that's even
Again,
early.
I didn't understand. Me, I don't look at people's pockets. I don't look at what the
Okay, so she didn't
Listen,
work and you didn't
listen,
like it.
No,
Did
no,
she?
no,
No,
listen.
you didn't-
We're,
you
we're
wasn't-
kids,
you
right?
didn't-
We're
you
kids,
didn't
right?
know.
Right.
We met we're kids. Yeah. That's when you're trying to find yourself, right? I'm too busy finding who I am. Can I provide? All my friends will make you money. Can I get in the same standard? Who am I in this world? Like, am I a loser?
early.
Yeah, am I a loser or am I a go-getter? I'm finding myself and she's with me. We're fighting. It gets to 2, 3 kids, blah, blah. I'm still fighting. She's starting to give up. Oh, no, I'm going to go back to school. All right, cool. Go back to school. School goes, blah, blah, blah. She passed this degree. But she's not working. She's still not working. She's not working. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got goals. Every time I'm trying to get my shit accomplished, I feel like she's holding me back because I'm keep going. I'm fighting. The more kids I have, the more proud I am as a father. The more, you know what I mean? I'm more motivated as ever.
So
You know
how
what I'm
is she
saying?
holding you back?
They started wanting different
Yeah,
things.
because I want more. She keep telling me no. She, like for example the government housing thing. You know what I mean? I didn't know she was getting money for the kids. I didn't care. my kids are there. As long as I'm giving what I want from she wants from me, and we're building. That's how I looked at it. We're building, but I didn't know that she was getting money for those kids. I found that shit after. I didn't know that the reason why she didn't want me to be on the list is because if I get on the list and with the job I have, they're gonna charge us more for the house.
These are all married.
I mean,
This all could have been avoided had you just married.
But no, but the thing is,
But
again.
Not only that, communication. You can see that the communication.
It's
wasn't
starting to
clear.
break. Everything's starting to break.
You were kids,
Forget
though.
break. It
Yeah, but
wasn't-
no, I mean,
it
like
wasn't-
even
it
the
wasn't even
communication.
there.
There's certain things that she was doing. It wasn't adding up. She's not telling me like those things, small things. She's like, hey, listen, I signed up for this. Da da da. I didn't know that. Oh, you want? Oh, I need this money for. I signed up for activity for the kid. But I need this much money. I gave her. I keep going. I didn't know that she had those subsidies and shit like that. No idea. I'm
They
doing my
weren't
part.
communicating.
You know what I mean? So when that shit's starting to break apart, I'm starting to realize that I'm moving and she's
Listen.
dragging me back. You know what I mean? I had to make a move. And it had nothing to do with my kids. It wasn't like I was frustrated with my kids. It was just like me and
you
her
gotta
were
do
not
with a
seeing each
burning
other
party.
eye
If
to
I
eye.
come over
And then
with
one,
you,
now I know who I am. The next
okay,
woman I met,
okay,
it doesn't matter if she's
okay.
black or not. I know what I want. I know my standard. And you gotta meet those standards. The one that meets those standards.
Okay, here's
You
my
know what I'm
next
saying?
thing.
So it was different.
Here's my next thing. You said the black girls you know claim to be thoughts, and
I
but-
need to know what girls they're at.
Hey,
Because I'm just saying.
you're not interested. Just sit down.
If they're
But you should
Not
have
all
them on
of them.
podcast.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. But no, the reason I said that because you're like, oh, now I understand why you're going through that because it's a white woman.
Yeah.
No,
it is a different conversation.
And I've
to be
seen,
honest
and
with you.
I know,
It is.
and
It's a different
I knew right away.
I did.
I knew right
no,
away.
no. But I know a guy right now who's killing himself in Fort McMurray, working crazy for one kid that she had with a black girl, and the niggas going through it. Like the guy would never drink before the niggas start drinking, smoking. They crazy. The
Stressed
niggas
out.
he's stressing the fuck out. He's going through, and he's looking at me. How you do it with the white girl?
Hey,
It's not that. Like, you know what I mean? And I cannot explain that
No,
to him
you
because
know what?
most of the people that I know, when they see with a white girl, like, oh shit. I'm not defending white girls. Trust me, my first one I can tell you that, you know, if I never found this one, I would totally agree with you. Like, shit, you're right. White girls were fucked up. Because the one I have, she's fucked up, right? That's how I'll tell you. I would agree with you.
Hey man, nothing.
I'll be
beats the queens.
100% with you. I'm like, yeah, I fucked up with that white girl.
No,
yeah.
but nothing
But
beats the queens.
If
Like,
you see,
at the end
yeah,
of the
if you
day,
see this first one and the
like,
second, the one I
know
have,
what it is.
totally different. If you see my lifestyle, I have 3 kids. Do I look stressed out? If you ever run into me, would you even think that I have kids?
She rubs us back with lotion. And this moment's here
You know what I'm
for
saying?
it.
This girl, every African food you can ever, she cooks that shit for me at my house. My house is like an African. If you come to my house and she's not home, you think I'm with a
So
black girl.
you're looking for a maid then, aren't
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different
Sounds familiar.
story. You know what I mean? It's a very
sounds
different story. Like everything.
Like
please.
It's okay, but can I ask you a question?
We don't get no
Where-
passes over here.
Where's
It's not
where
bad, I'm
where's
just
the
saying.
white
No,
girl?
I know, I'm
Where's
just
the
saying.
white girl from?
Oh,
No, she was born here.
Where's her heritage?
which
She's
one? The
white.
second one?
She's
The
White
second
one,
one. The
yeah.
second one.
Fucking Poland. She's fucking blue
Okay.
eyes.
So okay,
She's
here's my
white.
question. You said
Polishka?
you
Yeah, well, her background. She's born
I
here.
find
but like,
Polish people different. I remember growing up, I had a few, and I remember when we would talk about our background, like our upbringings. Sometimes we would have similar stories.
Yeah.
Polish
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah,
I'm not
because,
saying
like,
to the other ones, but Polish specifically.
No, well, but like the process that you got also, they pray to the Black Madonna.
do this? I don't
So
know.
you see how like Black Madonna has always
Okay,
been.
this is my thing.
Even
Are you
in
as
New York.
invested?
he's like,
Are you
"Oh,
as invested in the Polish as she is in the African?
What do you mean?
Like
Poland?
in your house, you said you would think that it's
But
an
that's what I'm saying,
African
though, like,
household. Is there a
Polish
Polish
people
flag?
But that's what I'm
are
saying,
very
though, like,
proud
but
and very
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Is
no,
there a
but like-
Polish
but-
flag?
but-
Because
very
this is me. A lot of, this is online, hey? A lot of white girls when they get with a black man lose themselves, and my thing is, why can't you just be the
Be
Polish
yourself.
girl
Yeah.
with the African guy, and you have a kid now?
Oh no,
That's
no,
a
no,
Polish
no,
kid.
no, no, no. She is.
But you just told me
She
you
is,
walk
but
into
she
the
can-
house.
but-
Have you eaten Polish food?
Oh yeah.
Lots of it.
I go to the Christmas to her grandpa's.
Okay, does she? What is she cook? What is she cooking today?
No, but that's not.
What is she cooking
cooks-
today?
You just said that. Who's the king of the house?
It doesn't matter. You know what?
Okay, so there you go. Me, like I said, I know what I want.
Okay, but you're
I
eating.
meet women.
Why can't you eat her
No,
food?
I meet women that, you know what I mean. Like I tell you, this is what I want. You know what I mean. This is what I like to eat. This is what can you do? She went out of her way to
learn it.
To learn
I'm
it
not
for
saying
me
no.
to fulfill
Okay, so
my
what?
needs.
Okay, so what do you do on? What do you know about Poland?
She doesn't even know anything about Poland. That's what
Why?
I'm trying to tell you.
Or does she know, or is she not telling you?
No, you tell me.
Does
no,
she know, or you?
No,
you
listen.
don't know this You don't know a side of this person.
No, I'm telling you,
She's
should know,
Polish.
man. Listen, she is Polish. Like, how many white girls here you know that their background of fucking Polish, England,
Because
Czech
when they're
and
with
everything,
you,
but they don't know nothing about
They
the-
do know
because-
it.
No,
they
don't.
do know it.
They-
They're not telling you that they know
You
it.
think all those white people that walk around here, they all know the background? They know the culture?
I think
I
there are
actually
From
some
their
do.
grandpa.
that-
There's some,
some
yes,
that
there's
they-
some
they
of them.
definitely
But
do.
majority of them, do you really believe majority of them?
Yes, and if you named Poland, if you didn't name Poland, if you said she was Canadian straight, you named Poland though, so she knows what she is. She eats
Yeah.
Polish food.
You meet a lot of white girls, you say, where you from? Oh, my background is English, this and that. Do they know all that? They don't. They're
but
born
they
here,
but they
though.
hide
They're born
it. They
here.
hide it from you.
Why would they hide it from you?
I'm sorry. What is it you're trying to
Yeah,
say
what-
that?
No, I'm just saying this like I'm just saying this
She's
like
just trying to
I
be
think-
polite. She's just trying to state the fact simple.
Yeah.
If your ass is fucking investing your African process in her, is she investing her Polish process in you? Is it is it a proper?
Is it a
I'm
blend?
just saying, do you
like,
know
if
her?
have
Do you know
background,
that side of her?
You know her background.
As
they
much as she
accept
knows
you.
yours.
They respect
Okay, so
you.
again, we go back to culture, okay? I don't know about go back to our culture. When you have a woman, the woman gotta learn your culture. My kids gotta have my last name. My kids
Yeah.
gotta know my culture. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Once it doesn't matter what tribe that woman is from. Once I marry or that woman get married or become,
But she's not a. She's not. A part of that tribe in a sense.
she's not. She's no longer.
This is not supposed to be
So
an
what-
issue when you marry the person from your place.
No,
This is only a conversation because you haven't married the person from
No.
your place.
But what I'm trying to
I
say is
hear what
now,
you're saying.
I'm going back to this. My culture, that's how it goes. So when I meet a woman, I don't look at let me learn your
Why
background.
Not? Why not? Because that's learning a part
Because
of the person.
because
That's learning a part of the person.
Because the macho piece.
I know who she
think-
is, but I'm not gonna practice what she does.
Yeah,
You
but
understand?
she gotta practice. But
She
gotta
have to practice
yours.
what
The
I.
funny thing is, what he's saying is 100 and 1,000% true.
Yeah.
And a part of it is good, but then there's a part of it as a human being when you, and this is, I feel like this is the difference between marriage and when you're shacking up. When you're becoming one with the person, you will invest in, okay, what kind of person did I get? All,
You know when you
in
find
all
this out?
areas.
You know when you find this out? At the
After.
wedding. When
Like-
she gets together to do the wedding, and I'm a DJ, a wedding DJ. I've seen this. You get at the wedding, she's done all your stuff in your culture, but then now at the wedding meeting, we
gotta
need
be
a
careful.
Polish minister, and we need a Polish guy, and we need kielbasa or whatever the hell they eat. I don't know. But you'll figure it out at the wedding
No,
when
no,
they
no.
all come and you're listening to country music
But
at your
it's-
wedding, and all the African people
No,
are like, "What is this?"
But he
Let me
won't
ask you.
like
Let me
that. He won't like
let me
that.
explain. Let me explain to you. Even back home, if somebody get married from a different tribe, yeah, when the ceremony.
Tribes are two different things,
No,
though.
but I'm trying. No,
But that
it's
is serious.
it's-
Tribe, business, and
I know, but
fine.
it's still
Different countries.
understood.
Even if it's different country, but when the ceremony have the marriage and everything, yeah, of course they're gonna have their culture also implicated in the marriage, correct? Because there's two different culture. But in my household, I want the kids to learn what
your tongue.
my things.
Yeah.
Okay, but
You know
why
what I mean?
shouldn't
The
they?
woman will have my last name. I'm not gonna have her last name.
I'm not saying no, but why shouldn't they learn the Polish side too?
I don't know why it's made like that, but it's the men's culture is important.
tradition.
It is.
It goes.
But-
We keep going. Like my mom married my dad. We learn everything. We know
Where's
what.
your mom from?
No, from Congo. Everything.
Okay, but they're. I mean,
But they-
I'm not saying no, but they share the same.
Are they from the same
Culture.
tribe?
No.
They're
No,
not.
but-
That's what I'm saying. So me, I'm not gonna go around saying people that
So
I'm
did
half
you
this, I'm
learn-
half
wait,
that.
there's
I'm not
an
I'm not
understanding.
half.
Wait. Did you learn your mother's tongue or your dad's tongue?
My dad's tongue.
So your mother's native language, you don't know it at all.
Listen, this half shit doesn't work. It doesn't.
Do you know your mother's tongue?
No, we don't need to know that.
So did your mom learn your dad's language?
Of course. It's just at my dad's house.
Did she?
Culture, yeah.
Wait. Did she
That
know
part
it
is
before they
culture.
got together?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but let me ask you something. The reason why it's like that because when you come, you marry, right? The kids you're having the husband's last name, right? Everything is gonna be the
Is that
husband.
how it is culturally for you guys? Traditionally, in your parents' tribe, forget Congo, in your parents' tribe, traditionally,
Well,
is it
it's
that?
pretty much like that all over Africa. I don't know.
Forget that part. I'm not trying to be fancy, but simple. In your parents' tribe, that's why I didn't say in your parents' country.
Yeah.
Because I know that you guys were colonized by French and probably still in French rule. But apart from that, in your parents' tribe, is that something that your family does where the woman marries and she takes on the father's last name or the man's last name?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's
That's tradition from what you guys learned
Oh yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus, it doesn't matter. Like
It's
even if
easier for you so they don't.
Okay, but
inbreed.
when you're
here's my point. Like even when there's two tribes, when the kid is born, is automatically taking the
father.
father's
but this is
tribe. Like
something-
there's no he's half Canadian.
but this
half
is something
that thing doesn't
this is
work.
something understood by you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a Canadian.
You can't pray to two God.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what
a
I keep
Canadian,
saying.
right?
It's
So in
wrong.
You were talking about in a different sense though,
Yeah.
No,
because
no.
these are two Congolese people. Maybe not the same
I'm
tribe,
saying,
but two
but I'm
Congolese
saying
people.
the
It's
like
different.
the tribal process.
Yeah.
What he's talking about, where it's like you can't choose over here or die over there.
No.
You go with that. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying
you
when it
can't
comes
expect
to-
white
when
girl
it-
to
when it
know
comes
about-
to,
this is not what she
babies
knows.
of
I don't
two
expect, but that's what I'm saying.
different
That's where you gotta know what you want in a relationship. So when I met her, I didn't say you have to. I just
She
said this is what I
naturally
want.
wanted
Yeah,
to.
this is what I like. This is what. Oh yeah, that's my man. You decide how much you like me or love me enough to do those things. Same thing with me. When she brings those things that important to her, I do my best to provide those points that she really it means a lot to her. But that makes her breathe. That makes her become who
That's
she
important.
is. That you know what I mean. I do that. I fulfill those needs that she needs. And in return, she fulfills what I think is important for me to become the man that she wants me to be.
The better piece of
You know what I'm saying?
what it is.
So that's what it really comes down to.
No, like I just break things down simple. For instance, like I mean, like it's like I'm a black woman lover. That's simple as that. My ass is already fucking like if I breed any more up, my kid's gonna be missing.
Like-
I'm trying to fucking so be too fucking pale. I know that shit. I don't give a fuck for nobody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, people always beat around the bush. Just said that. Look, yeah, I'm fucking like I mean, like I'm proud to be what I am.
Yeah.
I'm a mix-up fucking child, but I'm a black man. In this world, no cop have ever written anything else like this Asian man right here. Nobody. Or this
Never
fucking
mistaked
Latino
you for
guy.
anything.
Never. I'm black, so I like. So my thing is like I bring everything I learned elsewhere and put it into my future and my
Yeah.
people, my community to grow forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my son is blessed in the sense that like he can take that and run with it and continue. And that's why I say I need to have more fruits to my tree. But at the same time, I got rabbits around my tree. You know what I mean? So I got to kill a couple rabbits to make sure
You're
my
not
fruit
gonna
can-
kill that.
But at
rabbit.
the same time,
Well,
when I
maybe
go
a
for
slingshot,
Christmas stuff
I'll
like
show
that, like
you.
I've
You're
learned,
not
like
gonna do it.
their grandpa
Yeah,
is like
rabbit.
her grandpa. They love me. Like we talk. They talk about
Until
their
you find
backgrounds.
yourself out back, string
You know
up,
what I mean?
nigga, like
Like,
you mean?
that's
No man,
No, I always think this because if you see a white girl, typical white girl, let's say,
Yeah.
she's with a Jamaican man, there's flags all over the place,
Uh-huh,
right? Then she breaks
Yeah.
up with
Whoa,
him.
whoa! Why you gotta?
Why you gotta be Jamaican, huh?
She
Okay,
was a Trini
listen,
man.
can I just move? Let me move on. Okay, but she breaks up with Jamaica and then she moves on to Trinidad and she's engulfed in all things Trinidad.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
before she met those men, who
Wait
was
a minute.
Who
Are you
was
the
her?
first black man that she's
No,
dated?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I
then
don't
there's a
check the
pattern.
background. I don't check the. I don't go.
You're like, you made
I wanna
that
be with you,
joke
but
up too
who you have to
too
be?
good.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, because I don't know. This is
I don't got a type.
right?
I don't do that
This
shit.
is just me observing. I'm just
I
saying
thought I'd
that
ask because I thought that'd be interesting.
No.
I just feel like all these girls do these things, but then who were they before they even met these people? What were you doing?
What was the flavor before?
but like-
What was the flag you
But
had in
like-
your
but
car
like-
before you had?
Again, it's the same thing. Like you'll meet a guy that you really love, you'll end up doing things that the men like. Does it?
Of
Does it?
course.
To a,
Women,
to,
that's
a-
natural.
to a
That's
point.
natural.
To a
That's
point.
natural.
But there is no way
I
that
don't
you're not
think
eating
so.
doubles if
like,
you're
I mean, like,
What do you mean
you
double
know,
watch?
you know what I like doing? I like to jump off
Trini
rooftops.
doubles. There's no way you're not eating doubles.
Whatever.
And there's no way I'm not making you Sunday lunch. And there's no way I'm willing to learn your stuff, but you ain't gonna see me with no.
But the
Congo
thing with
flag.
her, then, I know.
What? I'll wear the
No,
Congo
no.
flag. We can have I'll put the bed sheet Congo.
But you
we'll
have a flag. But you have a flag. So
And
you
I'll
would
show
wear
you
your
my
flag.
and you
No,
show
that's
me
true.
your flag,
But these
and
girls
we'll
are
make a
gonna-
flag together.
These
It'll
girls
be
are gonna
brand
take
new.
their flag and you don't see it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're all about your flag. So what I
But
just want to know
I don't
what.
think that's every girl, but I
That's a
understand-
lot of them.
I
It's a lot of
understand
them.
what
So
you're
I
saying.
always want to know.
That's called colonization, son. They
But
say
I always want to know what
colonizing
this
before
girl
you
was
know
doing
it.
before
that-
she died. And then
By the
why?
time you realize- Yeah, by the time you
What was
realize
important
it's
for her
over.
before she found?
But no,
Congo?
it's same
What
thing.
was she
And no,
He
but
doing?
didn't
listen,
care.
no.
He didn't care because
But even that, if
she made him the important thing.
Yeah.
and
It's
that,
same thing-
so,
when
and that
the-
was important to him.
It's
and
same
that
thing with my mom.
satisfied
Like
and
even
pleased him.
if
So
you see
when
the
you-
relationship with my mom and dad, same thing. My mom did everything.
No, but
to
your mom
keep
was
my
already.
Hmm?
Your mom
But-
was
but
already.
I think every
You
woman
know what?
or
That's
men
a
would do that
little
too.
bit. That's a little bit
No?
of a misconception. That's why I said tribal situations and
It's
AFTA
different.
are serious. It's like
No, I'm
it's
not
all-
saying
it's
no.
Like, no. But it is like we
How
are
do you
two
know so much?
independent countries. So for his mom to embrace everything of his dad. I want to say I don't want to say it's a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's so common that it's not even considered a thing. That's why he can say, "Well, she's going to take my last name, and she's going to learn everything about me." And he didn't even stop to consider that I should actually learn as much about her as
And that's
she's
what I'm
learning
saying, because
about me.
But-
I'm a
but-
Canadian
I do
thinking
learn-
this,
I
and
do
the
learn-
girl.
No, but you gotta also understand that the tribe itself, before the lines,
Yeah.
because
Linguistically, if you were to look at a
before
linguistic map.
the Europeans started painting lines.
Yeah.
The tribes was their own nation.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you
And it
have-
is still like that very much on the
like the
continent.
Punjabs, like the Punjabi folks that I know that I worked with, like when I was younger, is like the Punjabi nation. I was like, what the hell is that? And he's like, yeah, like we're a nation
Yeah.
of our own,
Yeah.
but we just don't have a
Which
country.
preceded the lines on the
Exactly,
map. Yeah.
right? And so I get that part. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's how, instead of when nations went to war, and this is what I mean, where they always should be like, well, blacks enslaved blacks. It's like, no, they went to war, and then they would marry.
There
and say, okay,
was some blacks enslaving blacks,
Yeah,
but
but
it
not
was
in that
not
way.
it's at all, and that's the thing that
Exactly.
they refuse to say.
Yeah,
the truth.
like, I mean, like that,
because
but that's the
slaves
whole
had
piece.
a certain level of rights, and just forget slaves, human beings.
Yeah.
When America says slave, they think not human.
No, you're
But
animals.
when the other parts of the world say slave, certain parts and not all parts, because even Congo's gone through their own.
yeah,
hell.
but that's the
when
mimicking of the European style.
and that was
That's
directly. That's the one I
exactly.
meant. That's
Right,
directly
so
what I'm talking about.
no, but like but that's what I mean. Where like because your last name, the reason why, for instance, like I'll say this, like my bros, like fucking kids, for instance, they don't like some of this kid doesn't have his last name, and to me that's like the biggest kick in the face and
I agree.
bullshit because I'm like
me,
but
I agree.
crazy.
but I'm telling him as a man, and this is what I'm saying, like I mean, like, where I'm like, you know what I mean, like this is your bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why, like again, I'll show up in their home at 3 in the morning.
Eat
I'll
what?
my bloodline carries all things, and if you don't want to give me my
bloodline
bloodline, we're gonna. I am the worst man because I have to say because like,
Glad you
I
said
will
it.
parade back and forth like
You
I
need
will-
a tinfoil brow.
I'll
Saying
walk
this,
back
but
and
that's
forth
not the
all
current
day.
relationship he
Exactly.
has.
I have a
And
question.
I don't feel bad listening to what you're saying because I know according to your walk,
Yeah.
you're the marrying type, and if
Yeah,
you're not
well-
ready to do that, then better.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's like, like,
And
if
I'm
my-
not
if
mad
my-
at that.
If
I'm
my
not mad
kid
at
is in
that.
the house, you know what I mean, like, and you don't want me to see my kid, okay, you're gonna call the cops on me for a whole
Because-
week and a half, and I'm gonna be popping up with mustaches and fucking like, I'm coming back
I
continuously.
never understood those women who kept their children
Because
away
this
from,
is
I
what
don't
they
get
do.
it.
I
I'm
don't
not
understand.
of that school,
It's-
so
I have a
can't
question.
relate.
I have a question. When people get married here, do they get the man's last name or the women's last name?
You don't have to take.
No,
I'm asking. Just
You're
You
from
take-
Congo, colonized by France.
No, I'm
That
talking about
last-
here.
I know, but I'm just trying to
You're
show
from
that how
Congo.
common it is. That same colonization that they brought to Congo, or whatever it was called before they called it Congo, is the same one they have here. So here
They use
they
the- yeah.
take the last name.
Yeah.
Why?
You're supposed to.
Why?
You don't have to.
Because they mimic it. That's all it is.
I think it's
They-
just comes
I'm
from
asking, why they not take
the
the women?
closest.
What?
I think it's because man is the seed giver personally.
Exactly.
But what's the answer you have?
No, I'm
it's
not. I'm
just
just curious. I'm actually
Really?
curious because
You
what I
didn't
was
have
saying.
already a thought
No,
about
what
it?
I was thinking, what I was saying is they wish she was looking at me like.
She wasn't arguing with you about
I know,
that
but
point.
she looked
arguing-
confused like, what? The women gotta learn everything. You what? The
No. The only reason I
Somebody
say
gotta
that,
be my shit too, like
the only
my-
reason I say that is because for me,
Yeah.
she's learned all about you and made you sort of happy,
She's
kind of
studying
thing.
you.
So when there was something she was doing before she met you. What was she cooking? What was she learning? What was she eating? What was her
Yeah.
influences? What was she doing?
Or was she?
Was she
bringing
a culture vulture?
yeah.
Is that why it is?
Well, I mean,
But we're trying to say.
No,
was
but
she
like I
a-
said,
was she-
when I go to her parents, for example,
Yeah.
you can tell the culture in the grandparents is
Because
really.
of Black
course.
Madonna.
Yeah, I mean,
so then
it's
she
there.
was doing
course.
something.
The
So
Black
to me,
Madonna, people don't get it. Like, there's millions of fucking Polish folks that flock to the Black Madonna and still pray till this day. It's the only
Maybe that's why they love me so much.
replica
I
of,
don't
like,
know
a
because
Black
I'm black.
Mary.
Probably because
In
you're
Polish.
hardworking, you dispelled the rumors, the things that they thought that black people were lazy. And they said, "Oh no, this one's
Exactly.
hardworking." I guarantee,
Anything.
and no disrespect by saying that, but I guarantee that they were impressed about how hard you worked.
My man, they sometimes man.
I don't know. You're not
So
Mexican.
the bar was
You're not hard
Yo,
working
when
like
we
me. I'm
break-
Mexican.
we don't know
people.
who she
Why
brought
not? We hold
before.
that shit down.
we don't know who she
We
brought
get that in
before. She
there.
could have brought a string of losers.
Right? She's like, this one,
And they're like,
this one hit.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, but now that you got a seed, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Well,
it's-
see the real test comes.
If you
That's
don't
what I'm
see, if
saying.
you don't think
This
the
is what I'm
grandparents
saying.
aren't saying to her, "When are you gonna get married?" And they'll probably
Thank
jump for
you.
Oh, when's the marriage coming? So
See?
are you gonna get an invitation?
And that's
So
the
when
part.
are you
This is
gonna
what
have
I'm. That's the
one?
part
I
I'm
hope I'll
talking
be
about.
getting an invitation. She wants to DJ it.
Shame.
That's we're pricking away at it due to the fact that I need to come for free food.
That's-
What is your
and
DJ
she's
name?
Now I know
DJ
where I
man.
know you.
I've seen. We
Now I
just
know.
both connected, right?
Now I know where
was
we
like-
met.
We met at Boulevard.
Yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
forget you.
I saw you one day. I went to a birthday party on White Ave in a basement.
Yes.
And I met a guy there. Was so fly. Was it? Okay, hold on. He was like an Adonis. Hold on. He was security. He was security.
He was
He was like so chocolate. Wait a minute. I'm so bad.
Can't remember his name.
And I follow him on IG, and I saw him there for the first time, and I was like, oh, word? And so then when I saw him, I walked away, like we left, and I was telling my friends, oh, this guy was so cute. She's like, why didn't you get his number? I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't really. I said, if I see him again, I'm going to get his number. I'm going to ask him. So the second time I saw him, I looked at him and said, don't leave without giving me your number. He's like, all right. And so we actually did switch numbers, but we didn't connect. But we follow each other on IG, and
His
we
attitude was gay.
not at all. Oh, he was trying to smash.
Was he gay?
But I was
Oh,
like,
he's trying to hit and quit, eh?
No.
Hit and quit? No. Oh, you wanted to
and
shackle
quit.
up.
No, he was trying to have an experience, but he was leaving for Toronto within a couple weeks, and I'm not.
Into that.
That's my excuse. I'm going to the dot.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
No, he did leave for. He
And he
did-
ended
That's
up,
just my excuse.
And he ended up popping up in
yeah.
the north side.
Oh no. I don't have those kind of problems, but.
Oh, hey, that's what
But
it is.
oh wait, no, he was DJing at that party. It was a birthday party.
Okay.
Sorry, he was security. You were DJing there. He was actually working the door at first when I first came down, and it was in a basement off of White Ave. Yeah.
At a restaurant.
Yeah, restaurant. Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh, a girl DJ.
I remember that.
She'd be kicking it once and two. One of the finest DJ out there.
I told
know
someone
what I'm
that
saying?
Do you know what's his name?
TNT?
Yeah, I told TNT that I wanted to DJ and he should teach me, and he.
You went to the States and hide out. You're the one why you ran off, eh?
No. This was just before he went to go hide out. I think
Why
he
is he
wasn't
hiding out?
expecting.
He just leave.
He did
went
leave.
back
He
to the
moved.
States,
He
yeah.
moved. He's coming back. He has a barbecue to perform at.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of questioned, like, oh, so you leaving, but your name is on the flyer? He's like, no, I'm coming back for SFI.
Oh, okay.
I told TNTA I wanted him to teach me how to DJ, and he kind of was just like, he started to laugh at me, like someone else I knew, and I told them I wanted to do some business, and they started to laugh at me. And then I said, I'm being for real, so I'm so happy to meet you, and you're a DJ.
Yeah,
and
you
will
gotta
you
teach
teach
her.
me some stuff?
Yeah, it's not hard.
I mean, like, seriously, I'm not playing, because
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
just
hard.
throw words like that.
But it's like equipment.
I saw equipment when I walked
Well,
into
his,
here.
but yeah, like
And
it's like a laptop.
and I was
and
like, it's a laptop.
a Mac.
No, that's what my other friend said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a Mac.
And
I have
then
an iMac
it's-
at home though,
I can't.
and we downloaded.
And then
it's like-
I know I
And
need to
it's-
be able to carry it. Don't
and
worry,
then
I'm
it's
working
like
on that. Part.
getting music and all
I've
that
already
kind
started to
of
buy music because I come from old school where you bought CDs and you
exactly.
kept them.
Vinyls and
I
all
don't
that
have a
stuff.
streaming service on my phone because I just find it insulting that you want me to rent music. Like I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like,
Yeah, that's
which
no
is
problem.
actually hilarious because like, isn't music supposed to own like? Isn't that like you buy it, you own it?
yeah,
Like, you'd be
that's
like,
why I liked
why
having
you-
a CD.
You know, like I,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't
it's,
buy
it's,
it.
it's
It makes
weird.
sense.
It's
I
a
don't
weird
like
thing.
the streaming. I think it's for a capitalist, it's a marvelous idea for you
Yeah.
to rent, for you never to own. It's like a mortgage, but
That's
versus
what
you
happened. That's
actually
why
never get to
Blockbuster
own it.
went out of business. God damn it!
Because of that.
Yeah, because like Blockbuster, you could buy movies and own
After a
movies
certain
and all-
time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then like like now.
They got rid of
the
them,
concept
straight up.
is the debt that they want us to be like.
Yeah.
That's why they just changed up the housing thing. I was playing soccer, and my homies like sell houses, and it's like, yeah, they changed the housing thing because of Vancouver, Toronto. I was like, what?
What did you change
How
it
did
to?
they change it?
Like the percentage.
Stop letting
Oh yeah,
Chinese
they did.
buy it?
Yeah. It went from what?
It's at 7% now. so the bank takes
Ooh,
the bank
that's
the
double.
bank got 2% up plus what they were getting before.
Yeah.
And he's like, they didn't
7%?
wait a
Yeah,
fucking
because there's a big boom coming. Yeah.
they didn't wait.
That's
They
a
didn't
lie.
a
wait.
big boom
lie.
coming?
That's a lie they spread before the increase.
How?
Because if I tell you there's a big boom, you will take the debt.
No, because I had a
Right?
conversation
No,
with somebody.
like,
They
there's certain
explained to me.
things
They
coming,
said that's the reason why the gas price went up. Everything is going
There-
up. If we're all broke, why is it building new
Trust
neighborhood?
Me.
New,
Trust me.
New
Trust
train
me when I-
station.
trust
Everything.
me
is
when
up.
I say that
Cons-
that's a farce.
Construction is coming.
Yeah,
like,
they're
like the
building
boom
everything.
is always going to be in Alberta within construction because we're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
because
every city.
but
That's the
now
first
though,
line
no,
of-
like here more because
Yeah.
we breed more and we we have the fastest
Don't breed
breeding.
more.
I'm telling you, Alberta, look it up. We have the fastest breeding population in Canada, and also because we're getting the World Cup. So now that the World
That,
Cup is coming,
thank you. That makes sense.
Like, I mean, like,
That's,
it's like they have to.
that's-
They have to.
to.
Improve,
that means they're
yeah.
getting an injection of a bunch of
Yeah,
money,
they have
and
to
they're
improve
already
all
what
that stuff.
they're doing is they're trying to increase their budget so that they can get more of
Yeah,
the
like
money
they,
when it comes.
like yeah,
in.
it's
and
just
that's
like
not
it's
a real. That's
differently.
not a real boom.
No,
that's only temporal.
but differently from the oil piece because also now that Korea, like Iran, is back on the
They're gonna,
shelf.
they're gonna sell.
That's why. Like I mean, that's what it is. They put Iran back on the shelf.
You mean
Canada
shelf
oil.
like they can't do anything shelf? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like what they
Okay.
did before to them, like right because Obama came in and he's like, well, da da da.
Yeah.
But now that like if you have too many countries producing oil,
The price goes down. yeah.
exactly. But now that Iran's like, well, yeah, hold
For
you.
now, until they get rid of Trump, unless they can convince whoever they come after him to do the same stupid crap.
Trump ain't like he's not getting impeached though. I told you that.
No, and
will
America,
never
if,
get
if
impeached.
America knew what was good for them, they would not want Trump to be impeached.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, no, but
because what's coming after Trump? That's the one that's
Yeah, but the difference with that is like because Trump already made a deal again with the
Trump is
so-called
a
Israel folks.
I would make a deal with Trump just on the. I would make a deal that he would break the deal I'd make with him.
No,
I
no,
would bet
but it-
on
but
him
it-
breaking the deal.
But that's what I mean. But like people gotta understand who control the system.
Yeah.
It is not the presidency.
No, not at all.
It is the banking system.
But it's never
course.
been the president of a country is
Never.
an administrative
Figurehead.
body. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's never been
But
that.
but that's
People
what I'm
don't
saying.
understand that. They
But
don't see it.
but
They don't view it
it's
that way.
it's always been the banking system and that's why I was telling these guys to look up Greenspan, Alan Greenspan, like he was the head of the
I
Federal
have
Reserve.
a book that I think that it's about the Federal Reserve by someone named something Griffin. I think you would devour
Yeah.
that book.
So like
It
yeah,
talks
like
about
it's just like
the whole Federal
yeah,
Reserve and
the setup because that's
I'm
what
gonna
it is,
take a
right?
picture when I get home and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please.
But I own the book.
Yeah, like so, because it's just a financial structure, and that's why
Yeah.
Gaddafi had to go. Most
Because
of these,
Gaddafi wanted to bring back the gold standard
Exactly.
for the
Gaddafi-
oil, and
yeah.
Gaddafi wanted to bring one currency to
To
Africa.
Africa,
And
exactly.
once they heard that, they were like, "Okay,
No.
well, you
but
gotta
that's
go."
but that's what I mean. Like more understand what it is. And
He
then,
did, he
and
really
same
did.
thing when you look at like Fidel.
Yeah,
Like and Fidel, that's why they don't play. That's why Fidel is my phone. Fidel won't play certain game. Fidel said,
He
no,
didn't.
no, we're not.
Not at all.
We're gonna utilize what we know, and one way that we're gonna get you guys back.
Yeah.
Right. So there's different
and that's
games.
why Saddam Hussein when he took away
Yeah.
the American the dollar and
Yeah,
you put
well-
backed it by the British pound.
Right,
And
like
that's
well,
like, oh,
well
gotta get
because
rid of it.
because Saddam said two things. Saddam didn't sign the deal that they gave to him, like the one that they gave to Saudi. Saddam said no, like I mean, like why am I gonna fucking sign your deal for what?
And I'm way wealthier.
Like exactly, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go into Kuwait and the same thing that
Yeah.
they did to
Yeah.
Panama.
Yeah.
And but again, the structure, the financial structure is what make this, and that's
and this
why
is why I say there's not
that's
really
why-
a boom. It's
No.
all facade.
It's
It's
because
being orchestrated, but it's not a
the
real.
the difference is
It's not really being
the-
driven by people creating and
No,
producing.
the difference is, and I'll say that before, is like with Alberta is
Mm-hmm.
Alberta is the belly of Canada.
Yeah.
The World Bank fear Alberta because
Which
if
bank?
The World Bank.
Royal?
No,
World.
The
World.
World Bank and the U.S. Federal Reserve fear Alberta. Why? Because Alberta can get Toronto out of debt. Toronto is in debt. It's the most debt metropolis on earth.
Yeah.
Like Toronto, like
Yeah.
the dot and all that. That's why I,
I
laugh at
always
those idiots.
wondered how.
Right? but no, and the reason why is like, see when Alberta's like percentage go down,
Yeah.
for instance, because every year,
You mean GDP?
well, Alberta itself,
Yeah.
like when every year we normally fork out billions. We say, okay, Quebec, you get 12 billion.
We're one of the half
Toronto,
provinces.
you get billions.
Yeah.
You like, I mean, to help them. Now,
Yeah.
if because everything's on projections,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but-
So if Toronto say, okay, we can't give you back $30 billion, Alberta comes in and say, okay, you know what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll give you 15,
Yeah.
and next year
You hit us off.
we'll finish the rest, right? Now the World Bank can threaten Canada and say, come to war with us.
Yeah.
Come back us.
Yeah.
Our vote is needed because we're standing on our own, in a sense, if you know what I mean. Because Ontario will come up with the funding. That's why she's saying the premier before and the mayor was basically saying, hey, all your GST,
Yeah.
just send it back into us so we can pay down what's owed. Some people are like, ha, fuck you, right? While others send it back to them.
You mean, okay, wait, stop for a second. The GST checks that Canadians across Canada receive?
No, like the people in Toronto that was getting
GST checks?
their GST checked, yeah. She's saying like the mayor
And the premier,
was
were
saying, hey,
return those back
just
to the federal
returns-
government?
return it back to us, yeah. So
The
we
provincial?
so we can pay off this
federal
debt.
government.
So we can pay off this debt if you guys want to help. That's what she was saying. Like they earn a certain amount, but a lot of people are like, no,
Yeah.
such and such, right? It's because Alberta, again, the gas went down. Certain things that we were dealing
Yeah.
with went down, so
Yeah.
we didn't have enough funds.
Money, yeah.
But that's why when the premier came in, and this is why, like I mean, the NDP is
Mm-hmm.
because she went and ran to the bank, the Canadian National Bank, to beg money. Instead of saying, okay,
Oh,
tighten
let's
up your
look at
belt,
the- yeah.
because it was a trap. That's why once she's out,
Yeah.
you're gonna see a lot of restructure go in, because once the PC go back in, they now understand fully what it
what
is.
to do?
So yeah, like
Yeah.
so it's like, but because if you
So
go
you
and
don't
you
think she's
and
gonna
you
get a
borrow,
second term?
she can't, or else it's destroyed, because it's not for business. It's for like
PC is
ideology, like
socialist. It's more
idealism.
socialist.
Like I mean, the PC, like
Even
as
though
an
they raised
independent
the taxes
businessman,
provincially, they raised the taxes
Like,
for the first time in
yeah,
like I don't even know how
the
many.
tax,
40
like
years.
not here.
Yes, provincial
Our
tax.
tax is still 5%.
Provincial tax. No, not that's federal. You're talking. We don't. First of all, we don't have a provincial tax in
Exactly.
Alberta.
Yeah.
The
Like-
5% was set by the federal government, but
Yeah,
on your
but
income
the
tax,
conservative. Yeah.
on your income tax, when you make over between let's say 15 and 17, 18,000, for many years you're only taxed 10%. Probably for 40 years, maybe as long as
But,
they were
yeah,
there.
but-
But now it's 17.
But it's these
They've
guys, though,
increased
like that's
it.
what I'm saying. These guys came in with a lot of their tax pieces,
Yeah.
tax on booze,
Yeah.
tax on this and that,
Yeah.
and that's what, because their game.
That is a part of a socialist
yeah, but
system.
no,
right?
but that's what I'm saying. The NDP,
Yeah.
right? But their game again was basically to curb
Yeah.
certain things, make people relying on them, right?
Okay.
The one good thing I can say that they did was they took land
Yeah.
for the railway, for the super train. They fucking finally man up and say, okay,
That
and
should have been
that
just like
should have
how I
been-
think the train should go from
Yeah, it's
Century
going-
Park to
it's
the
going to
airport.
the airport. It's
Like
go-
that
it's
should
going
have
to the
been.
airport. That's
The
what I mean.
train
It's
should
gonna-
also go to West Edmonton Mall like that.
Yeah.
And actually, a bus driver told me that when they built the mall, they actually built
Build
the
the
train
train.
system
Yeah, it's
underneath.
there.
But because whoever, it's like Jewish people that own the mall.
Yeah.
They haven't been able
the,
to
Ira-
make
the
an
Iranian
agreement
Jew, the Iranian Jews
with the
because,
city to allow
because
the train
they
to
want
to
they
go
want a
there.
percentage, a certain percentage.
I
of it.
figured it's
but
money,
also
but I
the
didn't know
mall
what.
itself like owes a certain thing. Like it's a long
Yeah.
madness between them, right?
Yeah.
But it have to be come together because now that the games are coming,
Oh, they're gonna.
they have to go to the airport
Ooh.
and they have to because that's why Vancouver, for
There's a
instance,
train station under the mall.
Yeah, apparently when they built West
It's been-
Edmonton
it's
Mall,
been
they
there for a
built it
while.
with the train station and it was underground. But
Yeah.
because the owners of the mall and the city couldn't agree on something, my guess was
They-
money.
yeah,
but they
yeah,
couldn't
that's-
agree on
but that's
something.
why they
never
utilized
utilized
it.
it, and they put that crappy
Yeah.
old little bus terminal that.
they
so
just
sad.
renovated the bus terminal. It's a good bus terminal.
Be quiet.
But it's
they
still
need
there.
to blow that down with a bazooka. You
They
see when
did,
they
they
build these
redid
new
it now.
communities. Look
Yeah.
at Northgate's. Like when you have when your bus system it ain't even look good as Northgate's bus system.
There's a
Like I feel
problem.
like
yeah, like
I would go to my daddy and be like, "Daddy, why?" Like that's embarrassing.
Can you turn to the camera and say hi?
Turn, huh?
Yeah.
You turn
You
to the
turn
camera.
to the
Daddy.
What?
hello.
There you go.
Like-
Why?
Oh, somebody's watching and said you look cute from behind.
you got man appeal, eh? A man's looking at you.
Looking at-
you. Gotta
thank
wa-
you.
Like you mean that's what I like, you know?
Baby
Like,
mother number 3.
Fuck,
Like,
man.
well, it's done, folks. Thank you. They're done. I gotta get to the Stan birthday. My cousin lives like we had a
You're so hilarious. You're the timekeeper, so you can't rush us off
I
now.
know, right?
no. I'm
I'm done though. I'm done though.
I'm
good.
done. All I gotta say is like Alberta, what? All you ladies out there that want to have babies, don't holler
Holla
at
at
me.
your boy.
Holler at this guy. I'm just a simple man out there, you know. I like a brain. I like a woman with intelligence and a fine booty
I hope so.
and beautiful round.
You
You
see how
know.
he's sitting there, he's looking at you?
He's looking at you.
You see
I'm
that?
gonna go watch.
Yeah,
see that?
Krella is good. Krella is an ultimate DJ that does her thing. I don't need Krella like that. She's touring and not just DJ. She's a singer, a songwriter,
And
and
you
a
forgot
producer.
that I'm manager here.
And a manager here. Yeah.
Manager.
Yeah.
I swear to God, yesterday when I came, I'm like, why am I introducing I went on, I'm like, it looks like I know this guy. Why did I introduce myself again? She probably think I'm stupid or something. Like, what's going on here?
I gotta turn this thing off. He's done.
What happened to the guy?
You had to run down the block. No, he was remotely doing it. Everything's remotely these times, Corella.
I'm like, why am I introducing
Everything's
myself
remote.
again? I'm like, I swear to God, I know her from something.
Everything.